pop culture curator here. I hope you all had a wonderful holiday. When I say that, I mean Christmas Day. This is the day after Christmas. If you're watching this on the rerun, that's another reason why I kind of noted the time. You may hear us talking about the holidays. This is stream was recorded December 26th, 2022. So I know we're kind of in between celebrations. We just had Christmas yesterday, and we'll have New Year's coming up this weekend. This is another. I sometimes have random chats or random streams on my channel called Rumblings and Musings from the Lab, and they're usually open panel, open mic. I keep an open invitation for anybody who would like to come and join. Tonight, I'm the reason why I'm here. And hail, Gorilla! I see Gorilla's here listening. I hope you get your car started, Gorilla. I hope you get whatever that is worked out, especially not having to. That's not good having to work on it out in the freezing cold. So my heart's uh, holding out for you there, Gorilla. And I'm going to do a shout out for Gorilla's channel as well. Hopefully, if my Stream Element spot's working, I guess I'll find out soon enough. There, let's see what happens. But yeah, tonight, last week actually, I achieved my goal of 100 subs. I'm really excited. My channel's finally, it took a little bit of a slow start, and plus it also got deleted halfway through. I think I was at 40 or 50 subs when it was deleted. And so I had to kind of start back to zero. So now I'm up to 100. As of last week, I made it to 100. It was towards the end of last week. And as of today's stream, and here we go. Welcome, Resolute Germ. How you doing? Good to see you.
Not too bad. How you doing, Pop?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you. And Gorilla's saying it's the battery. I got the charger on it. Well, that's a slow trickle charge, though. Isn't that, Gorilla? Doesn't that mean you have to wait till tomorrow? Or do you have like a jumper? And I wanted to say here, let me show this. I want to make sure I cover all the chats. There's Gorilla's Random Thought says it's the battery. I got the charger on it. And then welcome, PvP. I'm so glad you made it. Saying, listening to just eating steak for supper. Wow, that sounds delicious. And hail, Citizen 333. Hey, Gorilla's Random Thoughts. So, yeah, Gorilla's not doing so good out there. I hope he gets his car working. You know, I was just saying that's a horrible time to be working on it is when it's dark and when it's freezing outside, right?
Yeah.
But I,
the jump pack that he has, he'll be up and going in 10-15 minutes.
Oh, he does have one?
Hopefully.
Yeah, I know, because I know that, yeah, you can buy them now, which is a good idea. I really should get one for my car because you never know when you're going to need it. And hopefully that battery's not bad. I know they're not cheap to replace anymore. And Gorilla says, I just need enough to start it. Cool. And yay, got it. Okay, good, good. All right, well, drive safe, Gorilla. And I definitely don't want to see you get stuck at the store. So I want to make sure you can get home. But yeah, I passed 100 subs towards the end of last week. I'm not sure which day, maybe Thursday or Friday, I think. And I was trying to do a 100 sub celebration, but it was difficult because there were so many people streaming. And it seemed like every time I try to do a stream, there's some YouTuber that's got like 5,000 subs watching their channel at one time seems to always take up a lot of the bandwidth and a lot of the users and viewers. So I kind of postponed it. And Citizen of Universe Citizen 333 says you have 115 subs now. Congrats! Wow, I didn't even know it was that high. Oh, thank you, Citizen. So yeah, so I achieved 100 at the end of last week, and apparently as of now I have 115. I think that's the quickest 15 I've ever gained. Captain Infinity, welcome. Welcome.
They're going to start rolling now that you're over 100.
You think that helps?
Yeah. It took like 6 months, 7 months to when I got to 100.
That's probably about the same for me.
Yeah, the other 200 came in maybe another 6 months, 10 months.
Okay, well, I'm patient, so I appreciate having with it. But it's been probably around the same 6 months or so since my channel was deleted and I had to rebuild it from scratch.
Of course, when I got to 300, it basically hit a wall.
I don't know why, but I've heard that before, so I'll expect it when I get it. Yeah, when it happens, I'm sure. I remember Captain Infinity had trouble with 300 something. And Captain Infinity says, I got my notification. Well done, YouTube programmers. About time. And hail, Captain Infinity. Glad to see you there. And Citizen 333 says, I hope you remember to forget me when you're YouTube famous. I will never forget anybody. I could win the lottery now, $1 billion, and I guarantee you the first thing I would do is send all you guys money. And I'm not a liar. I don't bluff. And my thing scrolled right. There we go. And Citizen says, ahoy, Captain. And Captain says, Sunday nights got much easier once Doomcock left my slot like I told him to. Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Great. Yeah. He went right from Sunday to Wednesday, my Gilligan's Island night. Right. So, yeah. So great for you, Captain Finity. Bad for me, unfortunately. My viewers of my Gilligan's Island was actually doing pretty well. It was going up steadily. And next thing you know, it stopped. I was like, what's going on? And Jill said, oh, yeah, he moved to Wednesday. I was like, oh, no. So we continued and we were making up. We did a couple more Gilligan's Island streams on Wednesdays. And then it stopped again. I was like, what's going on? Oh, Jedi Bill's doing a karaoke stream on Wednesday now.
Yeah.
I'm like,
you started up Gilligan the same week Doomcock switched to Wednesdays.
Wonderful. And see, the reason why I chose, in fact, Gorilla and I, it wasn't easy. We had to find a day and a time we were both available because I know he's very busy. And so we finally settled on Wednesday because of everybody else. So I was contemplating if I should move my Gilligan's Island to Sunday. I don't know. But I think Gorilla's busy then. So I don't know. Right now, it's kind of up in the air because I think I'm streaming against people that are too big. I mean, I do get a couple people, two or three. In fact, the people usually, and this is thanks to Captain Infinity, is most of the viewers I get on my Wednesday or stream are usually people from his channel. So I appreciate Captain for you bringing them over. But I don't, and I think it's also kind of late for Gorilla because by the time my Wednesday stream starts, it's 9 p.m. for him. And usually by about 10 p.m. he's yawning, and I can tell he's kind of like he's just like yeah, and I'm like so I feel bad. I'm thinking maybe I'll try to schedule it where it's earlier in the day, and if it's a weekend, it'll be even better because he'll get a chance to get some sleep.
Yeah, weekend or I don't know, probably earlier on Wednesday. He's doing a lot of streaming, so he can.
He can't do it on Wednesday because he has what is it, Farscape, or no, Stranger Things. Right,
probably
he does Stranger Things.
If you're.
No, he's doing Walton on Thursdays.
If anything, he can probably drop the Waltons because that's 4 days in a row. He's extending a lot.
Well, he enjoys himself, so I'm not gonna. I don't want to make him give up one of his streams. You know, I know he likes the show, and you know, in fact, that's the last discussion. That's why I was hoping he can make if he gets his car straightened around. I was hoping he can come on the panel tonight, and him and I can kind of discuss moving further on what we should do. Captain Infinity says Citizen, and here's Gorilla now saying it was a good chat today. Yes, it was Gorilla. Yeah, Gorilla had a wonderful stream. Everybody, please check out his channel. He has the Gorilla's Random Thoughts, which is similar to this here. It's kind of like open topic, and people were bringing up Resolute Germ here, as you can see. He was also there as well, and it was a blast. Gorilla's doing excellent. He has some hilarious shorts on his channel, YouTube shorts, people. And his another stream that's up and coming, and I recommend. You know, I love all of these independent tubers. I would rather watch your channels than I would any television show on network television. I guarantee you. Even on a streaming service, I spend more time watching YouTube and us independent creators than I do watching anything on any streaming service. And I don't know, but it seems like, you know, I'm a big fan from the very beginning. I watched Nerdrotic, Gary Beekler, when he first started in San Francisco. I was working in San Francisco and he was living in San Francisco. I remember when he first started. I remember Doomcock when they first started. But it just seems like the bigger they get, I don't know. That's like they're out of my league. So I tend to spend more time. I'll tune into I don't watch Gary's anymore, but I'll tune into Doomcocks and I'll listen for a little bit. But
yeah, his Friday Night Frolics was pretty good because he just drops all the pretense and just does like a variety show.
Oh no, I agree, and it's nice. And what I like about Doomcock is he does read the chat, and I think he genuinely does appreciate the people that are there and the visitors. I just it's so long. It's hours and hours. I just it's tiresome. I don't know, and repetitive some of the songs. But I still I tune in. I give him support. I say hello and stuff like that because I still remember him from the beginning, and he's got a good heart. He's in the right place. As long as you don't piss him
Yeah.
off, he'll send people after you.
I don't
But
know. He goes after yourself. Just that salty.
salty.
He started talking some crap about Doomcock and Nerdrotic a while back, and well, they called him out on it.
If I remember right, I watched that stream. They were talking about I think it was one of the Star Trek new ones. I think maybe, and Salty liked it, and those two didn't. That's what we're talking about, right?
Uh, Something similar to that.
Well, yeah, I can't remember exactly what show, but it was something that Salty liked, and he was defending, and they were pretty much laughing at him, saying, "How could you like that show?" or something. It was so long ago, I barely remember. But I
Yeah,
remember the
it was
incident
more
you're
along the
talking
lines
about.
of he basically called them hypocrites and shills, and basically they called him out on it, not by name directly, but it definitely hurt him.
Oh, I'm sure it did. Yeah, I'm sure it did. Hail, just Carol. It's so good to see you. I'm glad you stopped by, Carol. I hope you're doing well. I hope you had a great Christmas. All of you guys, I hope you all had a wonderful Christmas day. And Captain Finity says, send my money to Carol. Okay. What money is that, Captain? And just Carol says, give me money. Oh, yeah. Carol wants to go to Australia, everybody. So we need maybe create what is it, a GoFundMe or whatever they call that? She's got somebody in Australia she needs to see badly. And Citizen 333 says hello, Carol, and Carol
Uh,
says hi. And
That's not
TV,
too bad of a trip. It's like 3 grand.
yeah, it depends on where you're at. Like I'm in California, so I'm sure it'd be really expensive from
Yeah.
here.
I know. I've been planning to go down to Melbourne, and the trip I've been planning is about 3 or 4 grand
Is that one way or a round trip?
round trip. Not just
Okay,
the ticket, the hotel and whatnot. So if you don't
that's
need a
not bad.
hotel or anything, that's going to take the price way down.
Nice. I guess Carol said that it's going to be for her at least 800 for a one-way ticket. I don't know if she has plans on coming back or not. And PvP says so many lives it seems folks are streaming every day. Yes, that is it, right? There's more and more of us every day, so I don't want to step on anybody's toes. And especially if it's somebody around, like I consider all of us kind of around the same level. We're kind of, we don't all have 100,000 subs. So I try not to stream over somebody who's like us, who's just have 200 or 300 subs or 100, whatever. I consider you guys like equal, or you guys are better than me. Obviously, you have more subs, but I still try to avoid streaming at the same time as you. So many. Let's see. Captain Infinity says we increasingly share the same audience. Yeah, that's exactly true, Captain.
Yeah. Don't worry about streaming over people. But one week they'll turn into one, next week they'll turn into someone else, and over the long run it'll balance out.
And people always watch on the reruns. But what I will do is I'll at least before I stream, I usually try to at least think about if other people are streaming. And if I say, well, I've absolutely got to stream, I don't care. Everybody else is always streaming, so I will go ahead and do it anyway. And Gorilla's Random Thought says, I'm not bad, am I? No, you're not, Gorilla, not in any way. Captain Infinity says, I stream all day, every day. There you go. See, that's another thing that reminds me is with my work schedule, I work most of the day, and I usually, if you guys will notice, I mostly only stream at night. The only exception is Jill's Star Trek TOS stream. So I take that day off just for that, or at least take the morning off for her stream. And if she's not going to be streaming like tomorrow, for example, she won't be doing her stream, so I'm just going to work. Other than that, I usually only stream at night, so that narrows down my options. And Citizen 333 says, if I get my thing to throw, I just lost my place. Sorry, I'm sorry, but I'm trying to catch up with your stream with your chat, and then this thing is like stopping on me. There we go. Wow. Okay, here we go. And Captain Infinity. Here's Captain Infinity's. I'm not sure what all those are. There's like clapping and then laughing, clapping, and then I think it's like love. And PvP says was a good chat, Gorilla. Yes, it was, Gorilla. And Citizen says good job, Captain. Just Carol says I lurk all day, every day. Well, Carol, we appreciate you being here. But Carol, you go on Captain Infinity streams too, so I've seen you on streams. And you're always welcome, Carol, to join my stream if you ever want. And which reminds me, everybody, the link is in the chat. If you feel free to come up and keep Resolute and myself company, not entertained, but if you come here and keep us company, it'd be great. And she says, sometimes I'll slither from the chat to the panel. Well, you're welcome. And that invitation is open anytime, Carol. PvP says, Walton's was a great show. Yes, it was. Back when we had wholesome television. And they actually mentioned religion. Can you imagine that these days? Citizen 333 says, why slither when you can beam, LOL, at just Carol? And Carol says, slithering sounds more devious. Oh, yes, it does. Well, that's true, says Citizen 333. And Citizen 333 says, out of all the big YouTubers, at least Doomcock remembers and appreciates his friends. Yes, he does. Not so sure about some of the other big YouTubers, but yeah, definitely with Doomcock. Captain Infinity says, I'm still blocked by Doomy on Twitter, but I no longer remember why. Well, join the crowd, Captain. I'm blocked by him. I'm blocked by Klobby. I don't know why. So, oh well. I don't consider it a loss. I consider that a gain. It's like I don't need negative emotions. Carol, I've never once gone to that channel. Oh well. You're not missing anything, Carol. Captain Infinity says, obviously Burnett blocked me after calling Doomcock and I hipsters. Burnett doesn't like me because I called him out on, well, because he is a shill. I mean, I like his movie Free Enterprise, but he likes everything that comes from Disney, and everything to him is a triumph. And the more woke it is, the more he likes it.
He just mass blocked a lot of people.
No loss.
I don't know
there.
if he got a hold of. He took someone's following list and just blocked that or something, but he just started mass blocking a lot of people.
Well, what they do is they block anybody who disagrees with their opinion. And that's how I can tell that's somebody I don't want to listen to. I'm going to listen to YouTubers that listen to all opinions, who don't block people who disagree with them. That's another example of the Hollywood elites right there. Because as we all know, they cannot share an opinion. They cannot discuss. All they do is block, hate, shout, and call names. And it's like no need for that. And welcome, Gorilla's Random Thoughts. How are you doing, sir?
Yeah.
So
I'm not that bad, am I?
Well, you get tired, and it's not your fault. It's late, and it's winter, and you usually have to get up early for work.
I remember doing that was when the one night we had a bunch of people come on, and then everything went off topic, and then it got dragged out for 3.5 hours.
Yeah, that was not a good one. Yeah, and I do apologize again for that. And welcome, PvP. How are you doing there?
Oh, just having a cup of tea.
Yep, got to keep yourself warm. You got heart pumping.
Real throat last week. It's been giving me kind of a cough, which is annoying. I hate getting sick around Christmas, but it's one of those kind of coughs like that, eh?
Yeah, especially if you get around people, you're going to end up catching something.
Yeah, well, we have been getting hit with flu bugs and stuff the last month or so, I guess, around here. So yeah. I guess it's that time of year, probably a lot of places. So
It is. Gorilla, how about your car? What's the update on that?
Oh, it's starting. I'm back from the store.
Oh, that's good.
You got a good enough charge where it'll start in the morning for work?
No, after running at the store and stuff like that, and I'll go check it at 5 o'clock in the morning. It just takes like a good 5-10 minutes for it to just get enough juice in there to then you start it with the charger on it.
So you do have the jump pack?
No, it's not a jump pack, but it's one of the old good chargers, from probably a 40-year-old charger.
Back when things were made to work well.
Yes, that's true. That's so true. And it's a good thing your alternator is good too. That's how you can always tell, right?
Oh yeah. You got to have a good alternator. Mine died about 2 or 3 years ago, and I went out, and it was just at that time of year when it was starting to get cold at night. So I went out one day. I think luckily it was on a weekend, so I didn't miss work. But I go out and it's like, "Wah, wah, 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 wah." It's like click, 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 click. Oh crap!
Oh yeah, we all know
Yeah,
that sound.
yeah. So then that was like, I don't know, $200 and something or whatever it was to get it replaced, because I just went and got a brand new one. You
I
know.
miss the days
So
where I could go buy an alternator and pop it on the car myself. I have a Prius. I can't do anything. They have that design where you can't do anything pretty much.
yeah, they seem to put cars together that way. They're like a jigsaw puzzle or something.
That's exactly what it is. They want you to take it into the shop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Some of those cars you need a specific tool to access certain things,
Right. Yes.
and
Yeah.
like Toyota will own the patent to that screw and that wrench.
Well, in the old
They
days, I mean,
only sell it to authorized repair places.
right. In the old days, like I remember I had a Cadillac. I could get in that engine compartment pretty much. There was so much room besides the engine. And now there is no way. You can barely get your hands anywhere in there. I mean, it's just so compact now.
Yeah.
And Citizen 333 says Doomcock still remembers me from the pre-monetization days. Carol says it's for a good cause. Give me your ticket dollars. Yes, everybody. Carol, if you have a GoFundMe or a PayPal or anything, go ahead and put the link in my. Or let me know. Do I have to make? I have to make you a wrench to post a link. I don't know.
Yeah,
And she
you
said,
have to be rich to post a link.
okay, 800 one way. Carol says, Carol, hold on just a second. I'll make you a wrench. That way, if you do have a link, you're welcome to share it. Let me find you. Here we go.
So that's a GoFundMe then, is it?
I asked her if she had one. I don't know if she does.
Uh,
And she said, I just need the ticket dollars.
hmm.
And Citizen 333 says, that's pretty cool. Doomcock is good people. Captain Affinity says, it's for true love, folks. We can't prevent true love, guys. Just Carol says, I don't need the hotel or rental car. And Citizen 333 says, to Blaze at Captain Infinity. True love, says Carol. And Citizen 333 says, to blade means to bluff at Captain Infinity. Captain Infinity says, okay, here's something I don't get. People who pay $10 for a super chat and say nothing. Oh, yes, I see that, and I wonder the same thing, right? It's like, give them my link. I mean, if they're just going to send money for nothing, yeah, give them my PayPal. And PvP says, Burnett called you and DC hipsters, Captain? Question mark.
I think that's
And
hilarious.
Captain Infinity, yes, he did. I made a video about it, PvP, so gosh, Rob. And Citizen 333 says, looking forward to giving you your first $10 super chat and say nothing in the super chat. Doomcock actually let it go. It was about Blade Runner, said Captain Infinity. And Captain Infinity says, oh, Gap After Dark, welcome. So glad you're here. Hey, Pop Curator, Resolute Germ, hail, Chad. Hail, Gap. And Captain Infinity says, if you ever need to kill your stream and it's in tracks, send send Carol a link. No, Carol's not like that. And Carol says, thanks, Puss. You are most welcome, Carol, anytime. And Carol says, that is my superpower, Stream Killer Carol. And the Citizen 333 says, what's funny is you and Doomclock are on the same page with the Deckard replicate question, Captain. He really should do a Blade Runner show with you, even if it's incognito. Yeah, but I don't think Doomcock will ever do a stream with people the likes of us. You have to pay. You have to literally pay money to get on his panel. I watched.
He pops around.
Yep. I don't know. I saw
not as Doomcock, but he pops around in a lot of chats.
Okay, but I know, like, what's his name? Cardinal Sin. One night gave him like hundreds of dollars until Doomcock finally let him on the panel, and even said, "Wow, that's a lot of money. You're a producer now." I'm thinking, "Wow, okay."
Yeah, it's crazy how much money some people throw at him. Like on those the Friday frolics, he must be making like a couple grand or something some nights. It's crazy.
Right, and he's monetized, so there's commercials and everything else. Don't forget that doesn't include what they're getting from YouTube.
He must be making a pretty good living off of it every month.
I'm sure he can afford to give up his day job by now. I can put it that way.
Oh yeah,
I don't even know if does he have a day job.
I don't know. If he did, he doesn't need to anymore. Citizen 333 says that would be cool. And Captain says Doomy is great on Blade Runner, and he's very witty. That would be an awesome show indeed. Yes, it would be. And Gap says, "Hey, Gorillas, random thoughts." Gap
Hey
says,
there,
"Hey,
Gap.
BVP."
Hey,
And
Gap.
hey, BVP. And Citizen 333 says maybe Robert Meyer Burnett uses hipster and correct synonymously at Captain. Hail Chat says Gap After Dark, and Citizen 333 says hello. Everybody saying hello to each other. Hail Gap After Dark. And Gap says hello, Citizen 333. And just Carol says my car has an active recall right now. Defective airbag, safety risk. Could launch shards of metal at a high rate of speed upon deployment. Yeah,
Oh, they're
Dakota
keeping
went
half
out
the
of
fun
business.
out of this stuff now.
Yeah, those
Taking
Dakota
half the fun out of
airbags.
it.
Oh yeah, you mean that? You mean the exploding airbag? Yeah, it's like 4th of July when you're in an accident, right? But that's why Dakota is no longer around, so they don't even that they're not going to pay for that airbag to be replaced.
Well, that's because they got fined into oblivion.
Yeah, they did. They definitely did.
Hmm.
And just shows that my info is in my YouTube profile, so everybody check out her YouTube profile. Carol says I don't have a GoFundMe, just Cash App and PayPal.
Hmm.
PayPal. Can't you
I'm
put a
glad to see
PayPal link
Cash
in
App
YouTube?
take.
I think you can put a PayPal link here in the chat, can't you guys?
You
Yeah,
can put a link to both.
put a link to anything in the chat.
It wouldn't hurt, Carol. Why not? We need to do a stream just for Carol. Maybe do a fundraising stream. I don't have the viewers for it. Maybe we can choose between us who has the most viewers.
That'd be probably Germ.
Germ? Captain
Yeah, it's
Affinity
definitely
says,
not
Duke.
me.
It's definitely
I
not
can't
me
beat
either.
around here. I'm only at like 320.
More than I'm at 305, so you got more than me.
I'm at 115. So
I'm at
yeah, I'm
67.
67. We'll get you higher there, PvP, I promise.
I need to start making some videos. I need to get off my lazy butt in 2023 and actually
Well,
make some videos.
well,
finally.
here's what I did when I first started. Is like I don't know what to make videos about, so start
Yeah,
with
that's
the
the
streams.
trouble. I have no idea.
Right. So start with the streams. And then and my
Yeah.
problem was I couldn't think of any topics, so I finally I'm gonna have streams with open topics. That way, when people come on like you guys, we always figure out something to talk about.
Open
So that's
topic
great.
is good.
Right, an open
Yeah.
topic. And the citizen says Doomcock might surprise you as far as showing up on a stream. Just ask him.
Yeah, I remember he showed up on someone else's stream. I can't remember who it was. I don't know if it was
I think I
maybe
saw him on
Jill
Klobby's.
or Clobby. Yeah, Clobby. I think that was it. Yeah, a bunch of us were hanging out with Clobby, and all of a sudden he popped on, and he was there for, I don't know, maybe 15 minutes or something. Like, it was pretty surprising.
Klobby probably
Yeah,
got
I
a
think
bunch
he
of subs
popped
from
on
that.
for Bird once too.
Yeah,
Once
he
or twice
popped
too.
on. Yeah, I've seen him before. I know somewhere. I think it was Clobby, the one I saw. But yeah, that's pretty cool.
And Skogly says cheers. Carol says, here we go. We got a link for Carol, everybody.
There you go.
Here's a link to her PayPal. Thank
I
you
need
for
to set up
posting that,
that.
Carol.
I haven't used my PayPal so long. Oh, I've forgotten the password. Oh,
And
jeez.
Gap,
I'm not using
I just use
I'm
my
not going to use
PayPal for
PayPal
bills.
anymore. I don't want to use PayPal anymore unless I have
Yeah.
absolutely no choice.
yeah, now they're going to start taxing anything over 600 total.
Oh,
No,
Anything like this.
No, PayPal said they said if you say some hateful speech or content or whatever that they'll fine you like $2,500. I was like, well, who determines what's hateful?
Well, what the hell right do they even have to do that? They're not the
They
bloody
don't,
government.
right? They
No,
don't.
it's against
That's
federal law.
BS. Wow.
Right,
That's horrible.
right.
But
It's gonna
anybody
take a
who
big
uses
lawsuit.
anybody who has PayPal doesn't have enough money to actually sue them.
Yeah,
Well,
I
let me
haven't
ask
used
you this.
PayPal in a couple of
Okay,
years.
okay, PayPal, are they going to censor me for what I say like on YouTube or Twitter, or are they going to censor me for something I say on PayPal?
I don't know. No, it's
It's
just
damn money.
They left it open ended. So if
So
you're
are they spying on my
saying something they
YouTube?
don't like
That
on-
doesn't make
oh
sense.
yeah, hell yes they are. They're spying on YouTube. They're spying on
You
your
know what I
Twitter.
bet you with that's telling us there's probably a master list that these companies hand around.
Yeah, through the FBI.
Sounds like
Right,
PayPal's
all funded by
probably-
our
If you're
criminal
reading
tax
any of
dollars.
those Twitter file things,
Actually, I saw something on
every group in the federal government basically goes to the FBI to communicate what they would like these tech companies to do.
Yep, and give them money. The FBI gave him $31.5 million. And Gap After Dark says, "Hail Skogly, welcome Skogly." Captain Finity says he can ask me. I'm the bigger star. I actually write stories. And Captain Finity corrects himself and says bigger. And Carol says, "Nah, we don't need to do a charity stream. I would feel weird begging for a plane ticket. I mean, I'll beg, but I'd rather do it individually, LOL." And I do understand that, Carol. I'm the same way. I'm very
Yeah.
embarrassed about asking for things. And
I
Gap
rather
After
just
Dark.
get the handout. You like the video, you like the stream. Here's a buck or whatever.
Yeah, that's true. Because especially because I know a lot of us here don't have a lot of money, so that makes me feel even double guilty. Gap After Dark says, "Drop PvP link, please." So
Okay, I'm just
link
gonna see.
PvP. Are you? Did I give you a wrench so you could drop a
I
link?
think you did. I'm just gonna see
Okay.
here if I
And
can get
Carol says,
the
"Oh, I didn't post them as a link." Okay, Carol. I'm a little hot. Well, that's quite all right, Carol. Most of us are around here. And Citizen333 says Doomcock was scheduled to come on a live stream on my old channel, but I had to cancel it because of a falling out with my former co-host. Sorry to hear that. Captain Divinity says, quite frankly, I see a lot of smaller YouTubers sucking up the bigger ones. That's not my style. I understand that, Captain Divinity, and I'm in the same boat. I feel the same way. I only have 51 subscribers at the time, says Citizen333. So far, Doomcock to schedule a show with me at that time was mind blowing to me. Yeah, I couldn't see him ever come to my channel. Judge Carroll says, I mean, I would still be thankful and grateful to anyone who helps me to get true love, but it's not expected. Any penny helps. Citizen
Hmm.
333 says, yeah, opportunists, Captain, coattail riders and such.
I'm trying to figure out how to share a link, but I'm not sure. I can't seem to find one.
Copy and paste.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, I've gone to my channel, but when I typed it
Copy
in, it
the
didn't.
URL at the top.
Yeah.
Yeah, the HTTPS.
Yeah, copy that and then just paste it into the chat.
Okay, I'm not sure if this is going to work because I tried to just check it here and it didn't seem. But I'll copy it and see what happens. I guess just give me a second here. Let's see. And oh, now the chat. Has anybody had this? I've had this happen over and over again where the darn chat doesn't pop up. I just get this blank screen. Like
Oh,
I can.
it takes a while. Mine's like that too. It's incredibly slow.
Oh, really?
It's the blank, and then you wait and wait, and then finally the chat fills in.
Yeah, I usually end up refreshing it like 4 or 5 times, and then it'll pop up right away. But it's a real pain. It's been doing that for about a month or two now.
I was wondering if it was my computer. That's why I ordered more RAM.
No, it started
No,
about.
it's YouTube.
Yeah, it was like a month or two back, and all of a sudden, yeah, it's still not. I'm just going to have to keep refreshing here on YouTube.
Yeah.
There we go. Now it's there.
There's some sort of disconnect with the stream and the chat.
Yeah, it's weird. Anyway, I'm going to post this. I don't know. Hopefully this takes. Hopefully that's going to be right because I really don't
Let's give
know.
it a try. Yeah, I bet how much I bet our chat's probably going through some kind of filter. That's probably why it's slower. I wouldn't be surprised. And Gap After Dark says, thanks for dropping the links. And oops, that's
the right one.
Citizen Universe says it's not about subs, money, clout, etc. As long as it's fun, it's worth it. Absolutely, I completely agree. And there's
The money would be
PvP's
nice.
link. Right there we are, everybody. So please check out PvP's channel. He has some excellent music list that I think you need to check out.
Yeah,
Captain,
I just added another album today. I haven't made it public yet. I should do that. Give me a second here.
Okay, cool. Captain Divinity says, taking you guys with me to the lake, by the way. Enjoy yourself, Captain. I heard you say it was getting warm there. Strange way to spend Christmas. Can you imagine? I know. Can imagine Christmas being in the summer.
We must be in Aussie if he's going to the lake here.
Well, New Zealand, so next to it.
Oh shit! He's probably gonna smack me for that one then.
Right. Citizen Universe says, Captain, and Carol says, "Ooh, the internet is always so good in the middle of the lake. He gets a good signal in the middle of the lake, better than his house. And that's crazy." Citizen Universe says it's raining here and cold. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Is I wonder how it is for people like Captain, for example, on that side of the globe, where every TV show and movie produced is always about winter wonderland, white Christmas, and snow and frosty and all that. When their summer is traditionally their Christmas is traditionally in the summer.
I can imagine it would be quite strange. At least it would if you grew up in a winter wonderland.
Right. It's like, I'm a snowman.
Snow is just imaginary.
Yeah, they've only seen it on TV or movies, right?
Yeah.
Actually, I saw an image on the net the other day. It was someone posted a picture from Florida, and it was like a snowman made out of sand on the beach. It was hilarious because it was really well done. It really looked like a snowman. It was pretty funny.
Well, I was thinking if you live like where Captain is, if you live where it's hot during Christmas, you could always make a snowman out of tumbleweeds, right?
I guess. I've never tried. Well, Captain's what in New Zealand, I think. Was it?
New
Is that?
Zealand, yes.
New
Yeah.
Zealand. Okay.
And Captain says it's June here.
Wow.
LOL, says Citizen 333. And Gaff After Dark is laughing. And Captain Finney says Christmas ain't for another 6 months. So they don't even celebrate Christmas there yet. They celebrate Christmas during our summer. So I was wrong. Thank you for the correction, Captain. And Citizen 333 says, Captain, I am coming over. Just kidding. I wish though, says Citizen. And Captain says, our winters are cold, so in half a year, I'll be loading in the firewood.
Well, maybe they get snow there too in the winter then, if it's cold.
Are you at that low? I don't know what kind of elevation, or does the elevation matter
I
there?
think don't they have some mountain peaks in New Zealand though? Don't they have
Yes.
skiing in the winter? Perhaps I could be totally wrong. I'm not sure.
Well, Captain can tell us. I know they have mountains. Citizen 333 says, man, it's firewood season here, Captain.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, there's a lot of mountains in New Zealand because that's where they filmed Lord of the Rings.
That is so true. I don't know why every time
they're sort of stunted.
What's funny is every time I think of New Zealand and the mountains, I think of the movie Black Sheep, because I'm not a fan of Lord of the Rings, but I think of Black Sheep. I love that movie.
Oh, I love Lord of the Rings. It's one of my favorite movies.
What do you think about Black Sheep?
Never seen it.
It's about killer sheep.
Oh, jeez.
That's probably why I haven't seen it.
It's actually not bad. It's pretty good. It's no microwave massacre. It's better than that. It's got better budget, better acting. It's professional, and it's a comedy horror, and it's about killer sheep, and it's actually very funny. Because you remember they had some good. Peter Jackson, before he did Lord of the Rings, remember he did like Brain Dead and a couple other really good, scary horror comedies out of New Zealand. That's what got him the Lord of the Rings gig.
Oh.
Dead Alive, Brain Dead, whatever that's called there. And Gap After Dark says sheep. Oh yes, in fact, I wish I don't. I'm sure if I tried to show a trailer, I'd probably get flagged. But
how long's the trailer?
I don't think length matters. It's just if you're covering. I mean, I'm sure if I showed 1 or 2 seconds, it'd probably be okay. But it's what's the point? I'm sure
Isn't it like
over.
isn't the thumbnail like 8 seconds or less? But I'm not absolutely sure, so don't take a
Thumbnail
chance.
or trailer?
Well, I've just heard like 8 seconds for a lot of stuff. People seem to stop it.
Yeah, I've heard 15 seconds, but I haven't gotten struck on my Waltons ones yet.
Well, that's good.
What's
it
the
really
longest?
Depends on what a bot's looking for.
Yeah,
A lot of that older stuff, they're not programmed to see.
Yeah, what's the longest clip you say you have shown from the Waltons there, Gorilla?
Oh, I've gotten to like where I started pausing it after 1 or 2 sentences, talk about it, then restart it up right away.
So what would you say, 5 seconds, 10 seconds?
10, 15. I did a couple long ones too there.
Yeah, I'm looking now.
I think you've
Apparently,
gotten up to about 30 seconds before.
I'm looking now. Apparently, the trailer is 2 minutes. But it's a good movie. I would not recommend it if it wasn't. It's
Maybe just
professionally.
put a link to the trailers so people can check it out later, maybe into the chat.
Oh, I guess. Oh, yeah. I didn't think about YouTube. I'm looking at the trailer on Internet Movie Database. But hold on just a second.
Oh, okay.
You're right, though. It is probably on YouTube. Everything's on YouTube now.
It should be.
Let me see
Yeah.
here.
Where do you think Internet Database got it?
I used to like Internet Movie Database, but since Amazon bought them, it's horrible. Okay, so there's a bunch of stuff on YouTube called Black Sheep. What a surprise!
Oh wait, Black Sheep. Did it have like the guy who played Tommy Boy in it?
I don't think
That's
so.
a
It's a
different
whole.
Black Sheep.
Yeah, this
What?
is a it's a different Black Sheep. This is a New Zealand production. Somebody posted the whole movie on YouTube in MP4 format, but at 480p.
Yeah, they probably won't make, but it's probably demonetized or
Oh, I'm
copyright.
sure it is. Yeah, I'm sure it is because it's definitely a professional movie. All
Yeah,
right,
you
I'm
Yeah.
gonna
can
send you
find
guys.
you can find entire movies on YouTube. I've noticed at times. Like
Yeah.
I guess it was about 6 months ago. I found a link to the entire Highlander film in really high quality.
Yeah.
It was really great.
There's a guy who got, I think he got past the copyright right there by, he put some, he adjusted the like the noise from the characters there,
Right.
voices, and
Yeah.
then he put like a very, very light background song in there, and apparently that's enough to fuck with the bots.
So it tricked them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
It
interesting.
Like
depends
you,
though, because the,
if
the
you,
the copy I saw was perfect. I mean, it was like DVD quality. There was
Oh
nothing,
yeah. It
you
looks
know.
great.
then they were
It's
struck.
just that there's right beyond your perception, but since the bot isn't actually looking at it, it's looking at the scale, the measurements of like the sound in the video.
The thing was
So if
though,
it hits it goes past a certain data point, the bot can't recognize it.
yeah, the weird thing was though, when I typed in Highlander in the search on YouTube, it didn't come up, right? But when I went on Google and typed it in Google and did a video search, that's when I found the link to it. So I'm not really sure what was going on there, but I was surprised actually to find a good quality copy. Of course, it could be gone, but his channel could be down by now for all I know.
Or they leave the channel up and he just won't get monetized from that one stream.
Yeah, it's possible. And it's just so inconsistent, though. I mean, I see some of these reaction channel people that are posting like music videos every day of the week, practically, it seems. And they've been on there for ages, it seems, and they never get taken down. So go figure.
That's like the gamers. I don't know how they do it either. And the karaokers. Is
Mm.
karaoke a word? I don't know. Karaoke. I did drop the link in the chat, everybody. If you want to check out that trailer for Black Sheep, I highly recommend it. It's an excellent movie. Without audio, if possible. So, Gorilla, what do you think? Should we? I mean, Gorilla, Gilligan's Island. If we were to move it, are you available Sunday? Or are you busy?
Sunday nights after my I can move my what I could do is move my movie nights uh, up an hour there.
So, what would that mean? From what to what?
See, I could start them at 6 o'clock, and then
Your
after
time.
that, yeah, my time. Yeah, my time.
Okay, before my time, and then are you saying do Gilligan's Island after that or before?
After that,
Okay, so if you started at 4 p.m., 6 p.m. your time, that means it'll end about 8 p.m. your time.
I was thinking maybe 8:30. 8:30. That way, if I have it,
That's even yeah, but that's even later than we're doing it on Wednesday nights because we're
No, it's
starting
not.
Wednesday nights. Aren't we doing it at 7 p.m. your? Oh, 7 p.m. my
9.
time.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm losing. So it's in other words, it'll be 30 minutes earlier than
Yeah.
Wednesday. Is it?
yeah.
Or if Thursday works for both of you, it's about 50-50 if I'm going to be able to stick around for the Waltons because I have a possible schedule change after the new year.
Oh, okay.
Or you can move it. You can move Walton's
Oh,
to the other
wait,
day.
Jeremy, you said you're not going to be doing Tuesday nights for a while.
More than likely, it's done completely because
Okay.
that would fall under the same schedule change that I may or may not have after the new year.
Okay, so how about Tuesday nights?
Are you who you're talking to?
I'm talking to you, Pop.
Okay, you're talking about Tuesday nights for Gilligan.
Yeah.
Tuesday nights at what time? Your time.
7. Would that work?
Could we do 8 your time on Tuesday?
Oh yeah, that work.
Because that way that's 6 p.m. my time.
That's
That gives
perfect.
me Gives me time to get off work, but hopefully it's not too late. It's still what, an hour earlier than we're doing it now.
Yeah, and that'll give me a chance to actually watch the episodes. Cause I like if I do reviews, I like to watch them the same day, or else
Okay,
I might
gotcha.
forget stuff.
That's fine, totally fine. Whatever works for you. I don't want to. I don't want to put you out.
No, you're good. You're good. I
So
wouldn't have
tentatively,
been good if it didn't work out for me.
okay. And right, if any of you guys are in the chat or listening, if you visit our Gilligan's Island stream, let me know how that works for you. And on the rerun, also, if you're watching this on the rerun, let us know how that works for you. I try to. I know it's impossible to adjust around everyone's schedule, but I'll try to make it easy for everybody the best I can.
Yeah, I can't think of anybody who streams on Tuesday nights anyhow.
That's another good
Not a
thing that I'm
lot.
trying to. That's good to hear. That's so good to hear.
That's why I was doing sci-fi on Tuesdays for so long, because it is completely dead.
Okay.
Yeah,
and-
yeah, even there's absolutely no streams I could think of.
Okay, so then for Tuesdays I would do Star Trek TOS in the noontime or whatever with Jill, and then evening would be Gilligan's Island on Tuesday, right?
Yep.
Good, because this helps also, by the way, guys, because I'm going to be starting up a horror stream and reviews of horror movies, and we're going to kick it off with the Evil Dead trilogy. So I'm trying to figure out a good night to do that as well. So this takes up my Mondays and Tuesdays. So that means I still have Sundays open. Maybe I could do my horror streams on Sundays.
Okay, now I got a question for your horror streams. Are they going to be violent, gory shit stuff?
Right, but you got to remember though, I can't show anything that'll get me stricken.
No. It depends on whether I'll just listen to the review or I'll watch the movie and listen to the review.
Well, a lot of the movies that we're gonna watch, you're not gonna like because the panel that I'm forming, we all enjoy gore. The gore, the merrier, we call it.
Yeah. Oh, see, like I can handle the gore that was in Violent Night. I absolutely enjoyed that movie.
That's not gore.
What about Terrifier 2, for example?
Never seen it.
Never heard of it.
Okay.
I'm not a big gore
And
fan.
you haven't watched
really.
Okay. Remember Toxic Avenger?
Yeah.
Haven't seen it.
Which one?
Right.
A little bit. Any of them.
Well, and those are tame by our standards.
Yeah.
Yeah, I probably won't be
A
watching.
little
And
less
Gorilla.
on the growth, more on the like ripping face and body
Right.
parts.
And Gorilla, didn't you say you have not seen The Thing?
No, I have not.
Oh, where's
Well,
that
actually,
geek card?
The
Just
thing I
kidding.
didn't mind. It was gory, but I still kind of enjoyed it.
Oh, a lot of people do. It's considered a masterpiece now.
It's a great
And I want
film.
to. I
I
want
don't
to
know
share.
why.
I want to share. What I would say. Suspense and practical effects. Those two things right there. I think the practical effects really knock it out of the park.
Yeah,
Stokely says
agreed.
Twitch is the Wild West. They can get away with wild copyright infringement, but on YouTube it's kind of a crapshoot without intimate knowledge of which publishing companies are blockers. That makes total sense, Gogly. And Citizen 323 says I haven't watched Gilligan's Island in years. Well then, please, Citizen, check out our Gilligan's Island stream. We cover 2 episodes every week in detail, with also a lot of behind the scenes info and trivia that most people don't know about. And Skogly says horror Saturday. So I would be fine with Saturday too. Actually, I thought about doing originally I wanted to do when I thought about the horror stream, as I was originally going to call it Atomic Drive-In Theater, and I was going to cover like 50s B horror movies, 60s, 70s, horror all the way up to modern day horror. But I couldn't figure out a day or quite a format. So I thought maybe I should just make it strictly a horror stream. But I like the drive-in stream because that way it makes it more flexible. I could do a comedy one week. I could do a horror another week. So I'm still open on the format. Like I said, if I make it Atomic Drive-In Theater, I want a format like it's like a drive-in. And every week we review 1 or 2 movies, depending on what they are. And because I'm really a fan of classic horror as well. But everything that I'm suggesting, I'm throwing out to you guys because and then you guys can kind of give me feedback if you want. Let me know what sounds good to you.
Yeah, and see, that's where my point of view probably doesn't fit in because you're an absolute fan of gore, which is great. But me, I'm not a fan of it.
I know. Well, what you could do is you could tune in depending on what we're reviewing because we're not going to necessarily look for gory movies to review. It's just that we're going to cover movies whether they're gory or not.
See, what really got probably lost my interest in gore movies was I think it was a version of the 300, and every time they'd make a slash or cut on someone, they'd absolutely just slow down and just show the blood splattering. And I was like, that's when I think I started tuning out of that stuff. That's
Yeah, that was mid-aughts, I believe. That was a trend at the time. They're doing that in movies, video games.
And even then, a lot of that was CGI.
Well, yeah, of course, video games.
Yeah, but
Is
still,
like
it
Mortal
still
Kombat,
got to the point where I didn't want to
Breakers.
watch it.
And Deej, welcome. Here, let me show this again. Welcome, Deej. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you're doing well, Deej. I know you were ill for a little bit this past week, and Deej says evening all. And Citizen 333 says Evil Dead is a good horror. Yes, it is fantastic.
Yeah, hail
horror
Deej.
with humor. Right,
Yeah, I
horror
like
with
Evil
humor.
Dead.
Right, just like
Yeah.
American Werewolf in London. I love covering horror movies that have a twist of humor. And Gap After Dark says Deej. And Skogly says Terrorizer 2 is the shiz and it. Captain says, oh, look, it's Deej who blocked me for no reason.
Yeah, you're going to
And-
want to skip their interchange.
Terrifier 2 is super gory, says Gap After Dark. Skogly says, call me the gore fiend. Well, Skogly, you're welcome to come to our stream. Deej obviously says, oh, I had my reasons. And Captain says, no reasonable reason. Try being a man. I don't want to get into that, so I'll let you two talk about that. And, okay. Deej says, I don't want to say.
Yeah, just skip there to go drop down to Citizen.
There we go. Citizen 333 says, I don't like gory horror movies either, Gorilla. See? That's totally fine. That's totally fine. Well, like I said, it'll be an open format where, this time we'll be showing some cheesy comedy horror movie with no gore. And then maybe next week it'll be a gory movie. Like I said, we're not going to focus on just gore. I want to have a wide range.
Yeah.
And we try to get past. Citizen 333 says, but
frankly, I never did horror as a genre.
Yeah.
Totally fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
That's like me. I don't like.
Like.
That's there's certain genres like I never got, like sword and sorcery and dragons and fairies. I've never. So I understand. Citizen 33 says, but if it has a good story, some humor, and it is well made flick, then I'm game. Okay. Ola Greg, welcome. Thank you for coming by. Hey everyone, he says. And Captain Affinity says Greg. Ola Greg says cheers. Gap After Dark says hail Ola Greg. And Citizen 333 says hi Ola Greg. I think Ola Greg was Oiler, aren't you also? I know you just got here, Oiler Greg, but we were talking about that horror stream that I've been thinking about creating to review horror movies, and I think Oiler may have been one of those that was interested in being there. And Oiler Greg says Kolchak is a good horror with no gore, which reminds me, everybody, check out Oiler Greg's channel. He has excellent reviews on there, and he did review Kolchak the Night Stalker. That's the new name. I hate calling it that. It's actually the Night Stalker. Let's see here. Let me if I have a link. One of these here. And Hail Lemon Pie. I'm getting lost here. Hail Lemon Pie, so good to see you. Welcome to the stream. And I'm trying to see if I can. By the way, for all you guys,
it worked.
Excellent. Okay, and I'm trying to add as many because I know you guys are starting to come back on a regular basis. I want to try to add everybody's channel to my Stream Element spot so I can promote everybody for being here. If not, you're welcome to promote your own channel. Just raise your hand and say, I'd like to promote my channel, and I'll make you a wrench, and that way you're able to do that because I do trust you guys that are here. So, I don't know, Saturday night, because Saturday night always rings a bell when you think about it. If I'm going to do a stream called Drive-In Theater, Saturday night sounds like a good time to do it, but what do you guys think? I think Klobby has a Star Trek stream at that time, doesn't he?
Yeah, he starts the Star Trek around 7, I think it is, Pacific time.
Probably Saturday probably be a good time. Would maybe be how long are you planning on making the streams?
Well, it depends on how much we shut up or talk, I guess. So maybe 3 hours tops, 2 hours, somewhere around there.
Yeah, always targeted a stream about 2 hours.
Yeah, 2 hours minimum. I'm guessing 3 hours maximum.
Okay, so
That's why I might have to keep it to one movie per stream.
that's where I'm trying to think of a good time because like I go to Germ streams there on Saturdays and his ends about 11:30 at 11:45. But I know
Wait a minute, PM?
It's in the morning.
yeah, no, but I'm trying to think what would be a good time because
Oh,
so
well, the
so
morning doesn't. It's okay because I work in the morning. So for me, it'll be Saturday PM evening.
okay, so what time do you get off on Saturdays?
Usually it's about anything after 6 p.m. Pacific time. I'll put it that way.
Okay. So yeah, everybody I will listen that I know streams on Saturdays. There 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 would be then I know I stream at 6 o'clock on Saturdays there. They're my time, so that'd be 8 o'clock
You
your
stream at
time.
6 on Saturdays?
Yeah, my
Yeah,
time.
4 o'clock
Wait a
your
minute.
time. Pop.
Hold on a second, guys. I gotta shut my dog up here. Wait a minute. Wait, but well, wait a
Yeah,
minute.
it'd be
6
4
your time
o'clock
is
out here.
yeah, it'd be 4 o'clock my time. I'm not sure you mean by 8. I'm getting confused.
Yeah, it'd be 8 your no, it'd be 4 o'clock your time.
And lemon pie. Lemon pie. Wait, hold on. Scogli wants to. Let me hold on. Scogli. Let me make Scogli a bench here. I gotta find one of his chats. There it is. Okay, Scogli, you're now a moderator. If you'd like to put a link to your channel in the chat, please do. You're welcome to. And here we go. Oleg Greg says a horror movie set in the Ukrainian war might be interesting. That might be like a comedy, right? And we have a new guest. Hey, hail Captain Finity. So good to see you, sir.
Hey, pop culture curator. Thanks for having me on.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for being here. And do I hear a lake in the background?
There is a lake in the background. I'm thinking the background music doesn't get you a copyright strike, so I mute myself when I'm not talking.
Lemon Pie says, hail after dark. And Lemon Pie says, citizen. Thanks, Pop, says Scogli. You are most welcome, Scogli. And Nemesis of Eden. Welcome, Nemesis of Eden. So good to see you again. Hail at Pop Culture panel and chat. Citizen,
Indeed. Hail, pop culture panel and chat, apart from D. Odyssey.
absolutely. And Citizen says, Scogli, where did you come from anyway? And Scogli has good Scogli.
Rumour has it the stalk brought him.
And Scogli dropped a link to his channel in the chat. Everybody, please check it out. He's a wonderful man. And I need to get to that channel too and sub to his channel as well. And Nemesis of Eden says, hope you're all doing amazing today. Yes, we are. This is fantastic. I'm enjoying myself. Thank you for being here, Nemesis. You really help. Well, Greg says, congratulations, Scogli, on your promotion. Hey. Scogli.
Promotion,
says,
eh?
Yeah, tell us about it, Scogli. I'm thoroughly Canadian, but my family lineage comes from Sweden and Norway. Oops, don't say that if you're in the U.S. You checked the wrong boxes, unfortunately. Lemon Pie says, where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe?
Where do you come from? Where do you go? Where do you come from? Cotton Eye Joe.
Scogli is a phenomenal musician and a sage, says Nemesis of Eden. And Lemon Pie says, hello, Pat and Chanel. Oh, excellent. So I do appreciate it, guys. We have an excellent. I think this is the most people I've ever had on one of my chats. So this is fantastic. And Nemesis of Eden says, thank you so much, Pop Culture Curator. The pleasure is all mine, Nemesis. And I guess Citizen 333 says, out of the blue and into the black. That's Scogli. And Gap After Dark says, hail, Nemesis of Eden. So I'm excited. So that means I think we've settled the Gilligan's Island fate once and for all. So we're going to do Gilligan's Island, everybody, if you're listening. And I will post updates on my channel. Ooh, look at that.
There's Gilligan's Island now.
Oh, it looks nice and warm there.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Yeah, how do I make him? Oh, not too late. See, I'm just not fast enough.
Oh,
And then
no.
There you go.
Hold on. Look at that, everybody.
Oh, yes, blue skies. I remember those vaguely.
I know, right? You're not gonna see here
Yeah,
in the U.S. anytime
we
soon.
got the Gray Valley.
Actually, I'm in
Cloud
California,
a lot of
so it
days.
does look like that. Right, and you like Resolute's got ice and snow the whole entire time.
Yeah,
What
we've
a
been
view!
getting plenty of that too.
Yeah, and he's got a good camera on that
It's not
phone too.
December, it's June.
I'm sure there's other people out there on the lake, right, Captain?
Yes, I'm trying to find a quiet spot because I like nature, but well, quite frankly, I don't like people.
I don't blame you too. Stay far away.
Exactly. That's why I'm at the lake. Unfortunately, other people are at the lake too. I don't own the lake. Damn it.
And I'm jealous.
Well, you could. It'd be a little bit expensive, but you could.
Yeah. Well, if you buy my comic
Well,
book,
the government would
maybe.
just take it back from them.
Oh yeah, that's true. And Citizen says that's a Neil Young reference. And Nemesis Hail Gap After Dark. And so Citizen of the Universe says, so Pop, can I join your wrench army at it? Absolutely, we do that too. There we are. All right, Citizen, you should now be a moderator. And Nemesis of Eden says, watch out for those scary eels, Captain. They almost killed Jeremy Wade. And Carol says, behind
Thanks
you,
for
shark.
ruining my lake experience. I'm now paranoid about eels.
And Carol says, behind you, shark.
Yeah, sharks and eels don't. It's only people and pollution worry me, not nature.
Right. And I guess it'd be a freshwater shark, right?
Yeah, the sharks are in the cities. All the sharks are in Hollywood, folks. That's where the sharks are.
Lemon Pie says, I juggle the parts of chat and channels. Oh, I see. Channel, not Chanel. Okay. Citizen of the Universe, I'm good at whacking bots for real. Well, thank you. I definitely need help in that department. That's right. I haven't gotten any today. Well, what am I doing something right or wrong? And Nemesis of Eden says, I prefer nature over people any day, Captain Infinity. And Lemon Pie says, Carol, I don't think you're a shark. And Carol says, you didn't see my gingerbread house then, did you, Pie? That's right. I saw Carol was having some sort of gingerbread house competition on Twitter. I like gingerbread houses. Every time I see one, I want to eat it. But I figure that's probably not a good idea.
No, you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
Don't they put some kind of glue in it or something like that to hold it together? And don't they get
Frosting.
hard and stale?
No, you use frosting as your glue.
Don't they get hard and
Yeah.
stale after a day or so, or no?
No, it takes.
Well,
like a week.
eventually, yeah.
So eat it before it gets stale, I suppose.
I think the
Yeah.
idea is to
It's
eat
like
it as
you
soon
make
as
it on
possible.
Christmas. You make it on Christmas Eve, and then you let the kids tear into it on Christmas morning while they're going through the stocking.
Okay, gotcha. And get candy all over their new presents. And
Exactly.
Nemesis says, if it's freshwater shark, that means it's a bull shark. I'd rather tango with a great white, less dangerous. You're gonna need a bigger boat. And Citizen of the Universe says, thank you, Pop Culture. It is my pleasure, Citizen. Welcome. And just Carol says, I did not win because one of my votes got tossed. Well, I'm sorry, Carol. Lemon Pie says, apparently not.
Tossed.
Yeah, what happened, Carol? Lemon Pie says, apparently not, Carol. Does it have shark teeth marks? And Nemesis of Bean says, every time I see a gingerbread house, I feel like becoming a kaiju and smashing and eating it. So you can't eat a gingerbread house, and I need to make me a gingerbread house. I guess I'm a little too old to start.
You're
People are gonna
never
start
too
looking
old.
at me
You're
strange.
never too old.
Never too old?
Yep.
Do you buy everything separately and then put it together, or do they have like kits where it has all the candy in
They
it?
got kits at
Oh,
Walmart.
they have kits.
And it
They have
includes
all
the
sorts of
candy?
kits. Oh yeah. They got basic kits that just have frosting in the walls and whatnot.
Now, is there a basic pattern that you have
very
to follow,
elaborate
or
stuff.
is there like a pattern that you follow to build the house, or you just build it in any way or design you want?
Oh, they got the patterns. If you want to build your own design, yeah. Oh, you'd be better off just buying everything separate. Because those
Gotcha.
kits
And
can be
But they got-
expensive.
Yeah, they got some very complex kits out there.
it sounds like the kits are probably
Some-
more expensive than buying the candy separately.
Oh yeah.
Carol says, we ended up doing a beach house gingerbread house kit, so we made a little beach house, and I added the ocean in front of me with gingerbread shark fins. Ooh, I'd like to see that. And Just Carol says True Love might have gotten the vote tossed. I'm sorry to hear that, Carol. And she says, but that's okay. And Just Carol says, I did not buy the vote, but he figured out which was mine before casting his vote. Oh. Well, I hope Carol gets true love and finds what she's searching for.
The greatest thing in the entire world, apart from chocolate. True love.
True love, but it's so elusive. Finding actual true
So
love.
elusive. Does it even exist, pop culture? Is there such a thing? Now, let me ask
I
my
know.
ex-wife. She's in the same lake. Hey, ex-wife, do you think true love exists?
Ex-wife, is it true love?
Hey.
Formulating an answer.
I got the
She's going to let you
perfect.
know.
Oh, I was gonna say I got the perfect test to see if your wife really loves you. You throw
Of course, she
her.
doesn't love me. We're divorced.
Yeah. Well, you throw your wife and your dog in the trunk. Then after an
says
hour,
true-
you let them out to see who's more excited to see you.
She says true love is unconditional love, and I do like conditions. If you like The Last Jedi, I cannot love you. If you think The Usual Suspects is a good movie, I cannot love you. If you think
And Carol
Deckard's a
says,
human, get the fuck out of my life. No
Carol says
kidding.
the kid for ours was $12. That's not bad for a. I guess I've never purchased one before, but $12 doesn't sound like too bad. And Citizen says, "Oh, that's cool, Carol." And Citizen says, "Blaze at Just Carol."
Please.
Of course, true love is real, Citizen. And Nemesis of Eden, I hope true love exists and that I find it one day. Lemon Pie says, "I only
Yay.
wish I didn't have such luck in my life, unfortunately. I thought I had true love, and I found out that it was shit. So I just didn't have luck in that department. And
Never
Lemon
stop
Pie,
looking, Pops. Never stop looking.
the problem is
Is that
I was taken advantage of, and my heart was put through the ringer too many times. I don't want that to happen again.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Lemon
Who
Pie,
needs a heart when the heart can be broken, eh, Pops?
pretty much, yeah. I'm not gonna let
true
anybody
love
get that
is
close
more
to
a
me
matter
anymore.
of perspective. Anyway, it's not. It's
Well,
not
no,
a damn romance
Stanley
novel.
Kubrick filmmaking is a matter of perspective.
You can
And Lemon
have
Pie says, "I only
passion
wish
and all that
everybody was taking
romance
it seriously,
crap,
and that's not
but
politics." Yeah, I agree.
get your damn life done. That's true love.
I couldn't find anybody who was willing to support themselves. I guess I was just looking at the wrong people. But every time I tried, I ended up being having everything drained and taken away from me, and I couldn't find anybody that could support themselves. So it just didn't work. And Carol dropped a link in the chat to her Twitter competition on the best gingerbread house, everybody. So check out that link on Twitter. And Citizen 333 says true love has no conditions, Captain, right?
No conditions. There you go. Confirmed. No
Citizen,
conditions.
and
The
also no
ex-wife's nodding.
prenups. And Citizen 333 says, when you think about who you love and who loves you, that's true love. Oh, yes. True love ain't cheap, says Carol. Well, that is so true. It cost me a lot. So you're right about that, Carol. Lemon Pie says, is someone bathing? No, Lemon Pie.
Especially if
Captain
you're
is at the
dealing
lake.
with the immigration system, then it gets expensive as fuck.
I'm trying to think, but I've never, ever in my entire life, ever had a woman buy me lunch or dinner. I've always purchased and bought every time. They've always assumed that I'm going to buy. So that's just one small example of the tip of the iceberg. Lemon Pie says, is someone bathing? Yes, no, Lemon Pie. That captain is enjoying himself at the lake, keeping cool. And
Yeah,
just
my
Carol says,
monthly
yes,
bath in the lake. My annual bath.
right,
Don't exaggerate.
right. Yes, it's Captain's monthly puddle bath, according to Carol. And Lemon Pie says, oh, okay, I didn't catch on. I was a little too late to the party. No, that's fine, Lemon Pie. I'm glad you're here. But I just didn't. True love, I mean, somebody out there may have existed, but I didn't meet them. Other side of the planet. Maybe they're living over there by somewhere by Texas. I don't know.
You're still young, Pops. There's still time. Plus, every hundred subs you get, the chances of finding true love increase by 200%. That is a fact.
Well, I'm in California, Captain. So unfortunately, most of the women around here don't need no man.
Oh,
And
it depends.
I
Yeah,
found
they're
the
called
same problem up
lesbians.
here in Washington. That's why, quite frankly, my woman didn't grow up in this country.
right, well, exactly the whole West Coast, right? California, Oregon, Washington, and Citizen Universe 323 said annual LOL, Captain. And Scogely said, "What movie it was? If she doesn't reach over and unlock the door for you, that's a selfish broad. That's just the tip of the iceberg." And pop culture, Nemesis of Eden says, "Pop culture creator, who knows? I'm sure there's one out there for you." Yeah, I'm sure there was or is, but I don't know where they're at now. I don't know if there's. I don't know. I never met that person. Lemon Pie says it's a bass stream. Super chats for Captain from Simps. Bring it on.
I couldn't handle getting simps. I'm so used to having critics on YouTube. When I get my first simple fan, I won't know what to do with them. I have to throw them back in the water.
Yeah, with me, what's interesting is I met this girl in elementary school. I had a big crush on her, and we were we were really close friends. We were never boyfriend and girlfriend. I was very shy, never had the guts to take it any further than that. And I knew her from like fourth grade through about 10th grade, I believe. And then didn't see her for many, many years. And then I ran into her like maybe 10 years ago. And then she's telling me, "Oh, yeah, I'm married now. And here's a picture of my husband and my kids." And she says, "Wow, I really liked you. I wish I would have had my life with you instead of him." I was like,
Oh
"Oh,
no!
wow."
Oh
Oh,
no!
oh,
Oh,
snap.
Oh,
did
Someone play that GIF. Oh, snap. Whoa.
Uh,
so Pop? Did you ever manage to get the knife out of your heart after that, or?
I know. You know what? Hey, you're not going to believe this. You know what she said? She goes, "Why don't you come to my house and meet my husband?"
Ah,
Uh-oh.
oh,
Can you say
jeez.
threesome?
I had to explain to her, "No, that won't work." I don't think so. Why not?
Oh
She goes, "You can
man.
come meet my
She
kids."
was
I was
looking
like,
for someone to
Oh my.
create an easy
Oh,
party,
my.
if you know what I mean.
That's a horrible story, Pop.
"Yeah, but it's true."
Oh,
Well, I
that's
think it's a
just
compliment
bad.
to Pop. It's an insult to the husband. I think it's a good story for Pops
Well,
because she
maybe
spent her entire
maybe he was
marriage.
lucky.
When she's with hubby,
Yeah,
she's thinking
well,
of
the truth
Pop.
is that it's going to be I'd say 3 months in, there's going to be talk of, if my husband was just out of the way, oh, look at this kitchen knife.
Or what I could have done, I could have met him and said, and then turned to her and said, "Yeah, you're right. You should have married me instead."
Oh boy.
But no, I honestly I thought about him. It's like I could never do that to some guy. I mean,
Some
I mean,
guy.
yeah. She showed me the picture, and it's like, like some short, little chubby bald guy, and I'm like,
Oh jeez.
right. It's like, no, I couldn't do that. She goes, "Yeah, come and meet my husband. They'll love you." It's like, no, that's okay. And that's the last
It's
time I
probably
saw
she's
her.
Pop Culture. She's probably listening to the show right now. Hello to Pop Culture's girlfriend.
Yeah, hi Kim. Hi Kim. Hi, if you're out there.
Kim is obviously still hanging on every word that stems from Pop Culture's mouth. Just his voice turns her on. Hi, Kim. Are you listening?
Oh gosh.
Lemon Pie says it's a bath stream super chat for Captain from Sims Bring It On. I think I read that. Send all Sim chat funds to Carol's True Love campaign. Absolutely, I agree. Carol needs it more than I do. Nemesis of Eden says, chances are things would have changed between you two. I'm sure it didn't work out for a reason, that pop culture. You could be right. There's always fate. And Gaff After Dark says, right, Eden.
Well, yeah, she wanted you to take the fall for removing her husband.
And Pop Culture, I believe that Kathleen Kennedy is still single. Just saying.
That's okay. No, I'll tell you what. I'll take Kathleen Kennedy if you take Nancy Pelosi. Okay.
Oh,
wait.
I'd,
Oh no, I'm not gonna finish my
I'd rather
sentence.
kiss Vladimir Zelensky.
I'm not gonna finish my sentence. I would have gotten pop culture immediately banned there. I was about something about some. You're lucky, pop culture. Something about just slipped out of my mouth.
Oh, I hope it was a word.
Here, I'll put it in the private chat.
Okay. Be still, my heart. And Citizen says, yeah, relationship triangulation. Yeah, I'm not going to get in the middle of that. Like I said, I didn't know the guy, but I'm not going to ruin
Yeah.
anybody's relationship. I
Yeah,
couldn't do that.
you'll get my drift on that one.
All right,
Anyway,
here we go.
it's a known fact. Love triangles only work if it's you and two women.
Yeah, you're right, Gorilla. Right, but I don't think I could go that far, Gorilla.
Yeah, I bit my tongue on that one. I bit my tongue.
And Nemesis the Bean says, "Hey, Nancy Pelosi has a lot of money. I could be down for that. I need a sugar mama. No, it's sugar grandma. Great sugar, great grandma.
Hey, you'd have a better chance going for Paul.
Apparently,
You know,
the correct term is
Yeah.
glucose
Right.
guardian. That is
Right,
the
Paul-
politically correct
Paul would
term. If Nancy Pelosi's your girlfriend, she's your glucose guardian.
Right. Okay. She's my token girlfriend, right?
Yeah. The only thing
Token or
Nancy is
chosen?
attracted to is a bottle of vodka.
Well, we know it's not her husband. He's having to look elsewhere, right?
Oh, don't go there. There was no.
oh,
news
we're
that
going
happened.
there. We're going there.
I didn't say male prostitute news cover up, did you?
No, I didn't say that.
No,
Not that
no
there's
one said
anything
that.
wrong with that. Maybe
No
it was
one
Matt
mentioned
Valpole.
the guy who did a report who mysteriously got fired and now his
Fired.
loved ones don't know where he is.
Right, the NBC reporter, right. And all he did was did his job, what they told him to do, and he was immediately deleted. And
Not just deleted, gone missing.
God.
He's
Notice
swimming
how-
with the fishes.
Wait.
But-
He's actually missing now? Last I heard,
He's in
he
this
just got
lake.
put on leave.
He was suspended and fired, and his family doesn't know exactly where he is at the moment.
Oh, so he
What, they know
could just be
approximately
hiding
where
out.
he is, like which county, but not anything more than that. Yeah, you never see this glucose guardian. That's the new phrase.
And Citizen 333 says LOL, and Lemon Pie says hammer is a euphemism. Question mark, hammer is a euphemism? But I
Is
don't know,
it?
through all that, you guys, I'm sure you guys have noticed that
I
just
thought
like
Hammer Time was a. I thought MC Hammer. I thought that was about building houses. Come on, it's Hammer Time. Let's build this thing.
right, with his balloon pants. But didn't they haven't you guys kind of noticed that guy who supposedly broke into Pelosi's house never testified in front of a court or cameras?
No, he closed trial. He copped a plea. He's going to quietly go off and
Disappear.
no camera will see him.
Right. And Carol says, I lost track of this conversation like 10 minutes. You're right, Carol. I'm sorry. I guess we should get back to
She's busy thinking about woo wah, the greatest thing. Wah, woo wah.
Right, everybody. We need to get Carol to Australia. No offense, Carol, but let's get her there.
How much is the plane
Getting
ticket?
there isn't the problem. Getting out may be a little bit difficult. They're going a little bit heavy-handed down there at the moment.
Yeah, are there borders open with this? With the bee virus. And all that?
Yeah, Carol.
Yeah,
Carol could
it's
fly from New Zealand
open-ish.
to Australia and back again. I don't know about the rest of the world. But yeah, local journeys are fine apparently.
And Citizen 333 says, yeah, that was shady, Pop. Yeah, I thought so as well. Thank you. And Carol says, there's no way they fast-tracked his case that fast. Yeah, you're right. Exactly, Carol. They definitely swept it under the rug. Lemon Pie, Carol, love triangles, politics, gingerbread houses. Go! And Citizen 333 says, I use politicians and parasites synonymously. Yeah, it's just like bribes and lobbyists.
I'm increasingly. I'm so pleased now that I was born on the wrong side of the Berlin Wall. We literally escaped communist Poland. I kind of feel like it's followed me.
It did.
I'm talking about your governments, people. They're just. It's not cool what any of them are doing. I'm just as vaguely as that. All your governments are bad. They don't care about you, and we need to get rid of them. We need a revolution.
Right.
All right.
Well, yeah, but the thing is, we can't, because if we try to unite, then we'll be labeled as domestic terrorists. So the first thing they're doing is they're taking away our guns, so we cannot defend ourselves.
That's what just
Good luck
did
finding
here.
them all.
Even in New Zealand, we had that. More repressive gun laws. Absolutely correct.
And Citizen 333 says these so-called elites are sick. Yes, I agree. Sick,
Yep.
sick, sick.
I think it's healthy though that we're, the revolution begins in the mind. We're all, again, not getting specifically political, but just I think we're all fed up with being fudged over by our government and then paying their wages to do it. Right?
Right.
We
Yes.
know that this isn't good and we deserve better because we like freedom. Right, guys?
Of course.
Yeah, this could be a lot better for sure.
And Nemesis says, "Wait, my government doesn't care about me."
Well, your
No,
government cares about your tax money.
Right,
So there's
right.
that.
Those tax
Maybe
dollars. Those
harvesting
tax
your
dollars.
organs.
Hey, all you gotta do is look at history.
Yep.
Pretty much.
Carol says, "One
The
hoop at a
tree of
time."
liberty must be watered on a regular basis with the blood of tyrants and patriots, my friends.
Keep waving those flags of discontent.
Exactly.
And just Carol says, "One hoop at a time. Ticket money first." And Citizen says, "Mud rolls downhill, and politics is downstream from culture."
Right. So let's bring back the culture of revolution.
And think about this, guys. Not only think about this, we're being taken advantage of. We have no control over what's happening. They don't count our votes. They don't listen to us. And now they are trying to socially re-engineer us at the same time.
Yep.
Right. And don't forget about creating certain illnesses and then making us take certain medicines,
which make us worse.
They make me take any medicine.
Me neither. Pure blood.
I saw 3 people have heart failure within the first 48 hours of taking the first one. I won't go anywhere near.
Jacinda tried to make me take it. I was like, Jacinda, get fucked. No, thank you.
Look at all the kids that are dying from sudden death syndrome now. Look at the blood clots.
Yeah. Not just kids. The healthy 20 and 30-year-olds.
Right. Athletes, kids, people that are totally healthy, right? Oh well, right. I guess but too many politics.
I can't hear anybody right now.
Yeah, I think we're getting a lot
probably
of
for the best because YouTube can't hear it either.
You can't take us, YouTube. You can't. Anyway, pop culture. La 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 la.
Well, they say divide and conquer is effective, and it is.
It really is.
It's a tactic, right, that goes back thousands of years, and it's always worked, and it always will.
That's why we must start here on YouTube, have one unified community with the occasional bit of infighting. We need to sort out our own corner, and then we can expand outwards. Yes, brothers and sisters, and in between us.
And Citizen Universe says, "Preach it, Captain." So
hallelujah.
Hallelujah. And Citizen says,
"That is a Wardale flag."
Oh, okay. So that's the way they edited it.
That's why he put the 3 in there.
Ah.
And Citizen says, "Yes, fire." Nemesis says, "Captain was casting a wind spell." And Lemon Pie says, "It's a New Zealand cyclone."
Well, it's a little bit breezy. There's waves on the lake. There's a slight breeze. I'm probably getting sunburned for your entertainment.
Well, it sounds like the kids are having a good time.
Yeah. Let's move away. Well, I hope they're enjoying the music. I can't find my one. He must have made some friends. Oh, he's over there somewhere. He's what? He's socialising. Okay. Oh, look out. Teenagers are coming this way. Good time to rewatch Jaws.
Well, there's a good way to keep them away from you, Captain. Just drop a few loads there in the water.
You know what? Drop an amber.
Right.
we could do low budget Aquaman, I guess.
Right.
Let's do a low budget remake of Aquaman. There we go.
Right.
Just CGI Aquaman and Amber Turd in, and then everything's good. Yeah, he's a bit brick. Look at that. Whoa, windy airs. Woo!
I can't believe
Alright,
the
let's
Wi. I can't believe the signal you get out there. I could never. I'm here in California, and I never get a signal like that on my phone.
That's the funny thing about New Zealand. My domestic Wi-Fi is shite, but the 4G on the lake is amazeballs. So backwards. I wish it was this fast at home.
And Carol says, you know, you're right. You know, I'm wondering if I should not have purchased a 5G phone because I think it's worse than what I was getting from my last 4G phone.
Yeah. I mean, at home I don't get 3G, so I kept it at 4G.
And Citizen says, I spelled it that way because you have to be careful what you type on YouTube. Gotcha,
True.
Citizen. I appreciate that. And
They
Citizen
actually
says,
won't allow the word pure blood. See, even in communist Poland, you can type down the word pure blood without fear of censorship, and that was literal communism.
that is ridiculous.
See, that's what I'm talking about. All this is starting to look way too familiar to me. I'm warning you guys, this is a bad direction we're all going in. We need to reverse course.
All you got to do is look up Germany's history, 1920, 30, and 40, and you're seeing what's going on here.
Right, because these things don't just happen overnight. Exactly, it's a 20-year gestation period.
Yeah.
God, this getting way too serious. So anyway,
First
movies.
40 years of Russia.
Right.
Because it didn't just all start with the fall of the Tsar. They were working for decades before that. And they started
Right.
in schools.
The propaganda, they're turning everybody against each other, turning everybody into the enemy, right? Wow, Captain, awesome. Looks like you're having a ball, says Citizen.
Yeah.
And
But
Citizen
remember,
says,
fuck the jab. Amen. Or at least fuck the lack of choice. If you want a choice, if someone wants to take it, then good for you. But it was the lack of choice that I really found troubling.
Yeah, there was a guy who did an interview in the 80s there. I can't think of his name right off the top of my head, but he was talking about the demoralization of America.
that's exactly what it is, right?
Yeah,
They
I can't think of his name, though. It's a Soviet defector.
Yeah, they want to split up the family is what they're doing.
That's Andrei Kanonomovsky. That's an amazing. Oh, that is so scary. That video. You can tell by just the size of his glasses. That's like 1983. But he's describing everything that's happening now. That good call. That's a very scary but watchable video.
He just explained the exact way that the Bolsheviks came to power in Russia at the beginning of the century. That's all he had to do.
And it's basically one generation of weakening and reprogramming basically the kids, the teenagers as they grow up. And yeah. Oh, what is his name? Andre something?
Is there a link to that video?
Yeah, someone needs to find it and link it.
Yeah.
I wish I'd memorized his name.
Yeah, I'm Googling it right now.
How's it going, son? Sorry, I'm going to mute myself.
Nemesis says, if I were to go out to the lake, I'd be ice fishing. I want to try ice fishing. I was just talking to Gorilla about that the other day. And Citizen says, yes, we get that. Thank you, Citizen. Someone told me I need to clean up my language, so there you go, LOL. I do appreciate that, Citizen 333.
Oh,
it is
Bezmenov. Bezmenov, that was his name.
Bezmenov.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to disappear now, folks, and have some time in the real world.
All right, well, thank you, Captain. I appreciate you. Enjoy yourself.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. It's not a lot of shows I'd get into my late time, but basically, thank you, Pop Culture. And I think generally we are going in a good direction. So everyone keep subscribing. More subs for Pop Culture. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So we now 150. Yeah, Project 200 is on.
Right, and I dropped a link to your channel, Captain. Thank you.
Thank you. And let's say that in 2020, in our little YouTube community, whatever year it's going to be, 2023, things are going to get a little bit better, a lot better. Watch this space, folks.
We always keep out hope.
Exactly. Hope. Let's keep hope alive. All right. Apart from that, I ain't got time to talk about time travel. Until next time, Captain.
Yeah. Hey, PVV, all you have to do is look up Yuri Bezmenov there, and then it should pop up.
Basically, a booth for what they're doing in the U.S. right
now. That's a long name.
How do you
Here,
spell
I'll put it
that?
in the private chat for. I'll put it in the private chat for you.
Oh, that'll work.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't have a link, but His clips get around to quite a few podcasts.
Citizen says, "Catch you later, Captain." Nemesis says, "Stay awesome, Captain." Lemon Pie, bye, and don't let
Oh,
swimming
great.
Tasmanian devils or whatever is dangerous in water down there get you. Captain Finity says, "Thanks, everyone. That was great to have him on the panel."
Yeah, I think I can get that name here now. Let's take a look here. Oh, yeah, there he is.
Deej, I hope you're still out there. I hope you're not mad at me.
I doubt it. He mainly has a beef with Affinity.
Well, I'd like to think that's not the only reason why he came on my stream. Hopefully not.
Yeah, it's unfortunate when folks kind of have a falling out and start,
Yeah.
you know,
Uh,
start talking bad about each other. It's
Captain
not so
sort of
much fun.
Captain Finney sort of burned a few bridges about a year ago.
Oh, really? Okay. I wasn't really part of the community because I think I've only been a part of the community for maybe about 4 or 5 months now. When I guess I started with Globby's channel, and then I met Jill and Scotty and everybody else. So
Yeah, Jill knows everybody.
Jill's kind of like the center. She's kind of like the hub of the wheel in a sense. She kind of connects everybody, it seems.
I thought
Yep.
Bird was the hub in the wheel.
Oh, well,
Bird is a bird in the wheel and a bird
I
in the
haven't
hand.
watched enough of his streams, I
Yeah.
guess, to know.
I
Oh.
do recommend him.
Yeah, I was actually, I popped in there for a while today and listened to some of the stuff that was going on.
It was hilarious the other day when he was trying to pronounce pepper noose, the
Oh,
cookie.
jeez. Huh.
And Carol says, "Oh no, not a falling out." And Carol says they burn just as many bridges. Yeah, I hope people can get along. Maybe
Yeah,
eventually
I
the
always
two will
try
make
to.
up. Yeah, because even when I've had disagreements with people, I usually I do go back and try to mend them and try to um and make I'll even apologize. I'll say I'm sorry. I don't like to be enemies with anybody, but I do try to keep an open conversation with people. When they
Yeah,
block me, I have no choice,
yeah.
I guess, right?
Well, yeah, when you're blocked, I guess. But that's why I don't really talk about politics much because I don't feel comfortable discussing it. Because, it's like I have my ideas about politics. I might not agree with everybody else's. So, but,
Right. Well,
I can
that's what
certainly appreciate what folks are saying, though, at the same time, right? I do. I don't mind, listening to other people's opinions. So,
right. That's why they do say politics and religion, right? It's
but
two of the
that
things.
too, religion. Yeah, that's the other one.
Yeah. And people need to realize that and I'm not telling you to realize. I'm just saying that when we talk about certain things, we don't mean anything towards anybody. We don't mean anything bad. So, and I definitely don't want anybody to feel singled out or mocked because I'm not here for that.
Yeah.
And if that happened on my channel, I would not allow it. So,
Yeah. There's
you're
nothing
in, you're
wrong
in a
with
safe
talking.
place.
There's nothing wrong with talking politics as long as we keep it civil.
That's exactly it. Yeah, I agree. But I like for me personally, as a Canadian on the panel, I don't know a whole lot necessarily about all the details and ins and outs of U.S. politics, so I don't really feel qualified to really offer an opinion on a lot of things. So that's why I don't. Uh, you know.
You probably know, but just about much as the same as all we know is what propaganda we are fed by the media.
Well, yeah, that's the problem. The news media. I think the news media
Most
is
people, yeah.
just as guilty as the politicians
Well,
in a
yeah,
way
because the
because
same companies that are lining the pockets of Wall Street own the
well
media.
they don't report the news in a even-handed manner
No,
anymore. I can remember, years ago when I was younger, the media, did a really decent job a lot of the
right.
time of reporting stories, right? In an
Back in the day where they had
even-handed, yeah, back in the 80s and
right when
even the
they used to
90s.
have something, and they actually used to have something called investigative reporter. Can you
Oh
imagine having
yeah.
that?
Yeah, well, like our national broadcaster here, the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation, you know, 10, 15, 20 years ago, they used to do investigative reporting. They'd have like 20, 25-minute segments at the end of the hour doing one topic, right? And they'd go in depth and it was great. I mean, it was used to be a really good news channel, the news on there. And I haven't been able to watch it for about 6 or 7 years now because it's just gone totally woke. It's just awful. Just awful.
It's true. It's all one sided now. I mean,
Yeah, it's just
you can go through 5 different channels and they're all saying the same thing verbatim.
It's pretty
So
much
you
the
know the
woke
word, right?
agenda.
So the words are bought and paid for, every single one of them.
Yeah.
And Citizen says, "Yeah, same here, Pop. I try to be cool with everyone too." Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, same
I mean,
here.
yeah, our community here on YouTube is so small. It
Mm.
doesn't help when you're trying to make enemies.
I'll say
And
one thing about the politics, though. I've had very significant clashes with both religious and leftists. The leftists are the only ones who've tried to get me fired from my job.
yeah, because that's the
The
cancel
conservative
culture.
religious people, they disagree with me. They will call me a sinner and all sorts of shit, but they won't try to affect my life.
Right. That's the
The
cancel culture.
leftists attempt to get me fired.
Yes. Scogli says attention to viewing numbers when the topic switches to politics and it always goes down.
Yeah. I think
So
a lot of
true.
I'm just sick of thinking about politics, even though I used to be a news junkie, 5 years ago, but I just can't, I can't, I still sort of pay attention to the big stories, what's going on in the world, but all the minute details, I just can't do it anymore.
Yeah,
It's
and
just
Scogli,
because it's just so
Scogli.
biased. Whether it's a left wing channel or a right wing channel, I just can't watch any of them, really.
Well, and now we're living in the day and age where we know that they're only going to show clips of. They'll take a story and only show clips from their angle to manipulate to sound like their point of view.
Well,
So
they're
we
all
don't
playing
even
to
get
their audience base, right?
right. So we don't even get honesty anymore.
Oh no, that's
Scogli
why I
says,
gave up on news media
right. I
because
pay
it's not
attention to
even
view.
handed.
No, it's
sorry,
not.
sorry, Pop.
Well, like a good example is as we've all seen. One perfect example is where people start a fight, and then when the person who gets tired of getting bullied the whole time decides to defend themselves, that's when the cameras come on and say, "Look at this horrible, nasty person."
Oh,
Yeah.
perfect example is a couple of years ago during the BLM riots. They were showing clips of all this so-called police brutality there. And, like one lady got kicked in the face there. A lot of people are showing around that the horse kicked her in the face, but if you watched like 10 seconds before, she threw a rock at the horse.
Yes. Or how about the reporter standing in front of the flames saying, "It's just a peaceful."
Fiery, but mostly peaceful.
Right. Scogli says, "I pay attention to viewing numbers when the topic switch to politics." And Citizen says, "Politics is a puppet show." Yes, it is. Well, our company's ran by a puppet, literally. And Citizen says, "Left wing, right wing, same bird." Yes.
Yeah. I don't like the
So funny.
extreme anything, whether it's left, right, or
Okay.
whatever. I just,
Do any of you
yeah,
guys remember the Star Trek TOS episode where there was an ex captain from the Starfleet that went a rogue, and he was on a planet with the Nazis? You guys remember that?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
he set
Nazis
up
and Next
Reich.
Generation.
No, this is
TOS.
TOS.
Oh,
TOS.
TOS was that the Patterns of Force one?
Yeah,
I
it might have been.
that could be the name,
I believe so.
but where they had the guy's name was Gil, the ex-captain, but they were keeping him so drugged up
Yeah.
that he was the president of their civilization,
Yep.
and they were
That was season
basically
2.
right.
Patterns of Force.
That was
That was
Biden
Patterns of
in a
Force.
nutshell. That was Biden right there. That old man.
Okay.
Except for the fact that the only drugs he's taken is to keep the meat puppet going.
Right. Well, and not only that, in that episode, they were keeping him drugged so that he couldn't stop everything and put a stop to it, everything. But in reality, here we have a guy who just has no brains, so they have to inject and tell him what to do, what to say, hand him cue cards, what not to say.
Yeah. Because from what I've seen with dementia, my own father went through that. If he was getting regular medical care, he would probably be 6 months to a year from the end.
Well, he's getting medical care. It's just that they're
He's getting extreme medical care.
right. But as Germ, how they have bouts where sometimes they're better than other times, right? And sometimes they're worse
Yeah.
than other times. So they'll hide
And you
him from
can
the
see
camera.
Biden keep the bad times are more and more frequent,
Yes.
even with all the stuff they're loading them up with.
Right. When we have a president who refuses to answer any questions from the public, you know there's something wrong. And that should be illegal, by the way. It should not be tolerated. And now it's the norm. He did a speech the other day where he said what he wanted to say, and then turn around, start walking away, and all the reporters are asking questions. He just ignores them all, and then he shakes in another invisible person's hand again for some reason.
Mm. I can remember other presidents that have done things like that too, though.
Every speech, I mean, because he
Mm.
has never answered questions of the public. I mean, never.
As I
Well, he
say,
has answered questions, but they're all. But he has a pad on who he's allowed to call on, and what questions
That's what
they're
I'm not.
going
That's
to
what I'm
ask.
saying. I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying. I'm talking about none of that. No planned questions. What I'm saying. That's what he will not do.
Yeah. Well, they don't even do planned questions anymore because he can't be guided through it.
yeah, I
Right.
don't
He's
think they've
even
had
screwing up
open
on that.
questions for a while, from what I've
Right.
seen for a
Yeah.
number
He
of
can't
years
even do
now.
the. He's getting where he can't even read the cue cards anymore, or the teleprompter. And Gap After Dark says patterns of force was the episode in TOS. Thank you, Gap. Yes. Talkie pills, says Lemon Pie. It's actually stem cell injections, 15,000 per shot. And Gap After Dark says, oops, patterns. Oleg Greg says Biden is a puppet. Yeah, that's exactly it. It's we don't know who is running the Democratic Party. It's the people behind the curtains is all we know. And we are being told not to ask questions.
Oh, by the way, that Bezmenov fellow does have a channel on YouTube. If anybody wants to sub to it,
Oh, he's still alive?
I don't know if he's still alive. No, it says
I don't
was a
believe
Soviet
so.
journalist. Was a Soviet journalist, but he does have a YouTube channel. I just subbed to it actually.
So did he escape Russia? Is he here in the U.S.? Where is he?
He was a former KGB
40
informant
years
who
ago.
defected to Canada.
Oh,
Says here.
Canada.
Yeah, 40 years ago. I don't believe he's still alive because he was.
No, it says he was a Soviet journalist, so
Yeah.
past tense. But yeah, so that's a good starting anchor point then to check out his channel. It's got over 7,000 subs, so I guess some people are still watching his stuff.
Well, if he is still alive, then maybe 40 years they don't consider him dangerous anymore. As long as he
Let's
doesn't
see.
do any specific information, I'm sure there's certain things that he didn't mention to the public.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose you could probably find it if he's still alive or not if you looked on the internet for details.
If you're talking about 40 years ago, he sounds like if he is alive, he'd probably be older man, right? An older man.
Yeah.
Very.
Well, he looked like he was old in the interview that I seen.
He was late 40s back then because he was middle aged by the time he actually defected.
Oh well, then yeah, that narrows down the odds somewhat. But I don't know. What are you gonna do, right? I mean,
Oh
I don't
yeah,
know.
he died young actually. I'm just looking up. I mean, Wikipedia I know maybe isn't always accurate, but it's probably generally good for birth dates and stuff. Born in 1939, died in 1993, age 53.
Ooh.
He died pretty young.
Yeah, so
I wouldn't be. I wouldn't be surprised if it was not by natural causes. I'll put it that way.
He died of a heart attack. It says here.
Well, that's easy to fake, right?
I don't know.
Well,
they
you
got
got
heart
to take
attack
into
meds
account
now.
that those Soviet guys weren't the most healthy of people to begin with.
Yeah, he
but
lived most of his life there.
Right, but there are drugs, certain drugs that if you inject somebody, it will induce a heart attack.
Yeah, but if I don't
Yeah.
have facts, I'm not going to go for a conspiracy theory. So
No, I totally agree. We have nothing to base on. People out there
I
if you're
mean, there's
listening.
so much of that around nowadays. You know, people will just grab onto anything that's put out
Well,
there.
because you got to remember,
I
because
just,
we're living in an era now where a lot of conspiracy theories are being proven true.
well, maybe some
Where,
are, but
yeah, a
still,
lot of us were told, all these years we were being gaslit, saying that's not true, and now we're
I
finding out.
remember my college days where my professors used to say, check 3 or 4 sources and then check some more because you just can't go with 1 or 2.
Well, these days you have to watch out because you go check 3 or 4 sources and you find out that they all go from the one main source. You've got to be careful who you're listening to.
Well, that's why I'm skeptical.
Yeah.
I'm generally
PvP,
skeptical of most
you
things.
just aged yourself because nowadays they're just telling you, just listen to us. Don't listen to anybody else.
Or
And
what they're saying is Twitter. Check Twitter. If you want to learn what's going on, check Twitter.
No, Twitter. I wouldn't waste my time checking Twitter for facts. The only thing I'd do for Twitter is sign up so I could, keep in touch with folks on here. But I have no interest in the broad, Twitter community. I have no interest in tying into any of that stuff.
Right. I heard that 10%.
A lot of those Twitter drops they've been doing, though, those are some major crimes.
Everything's everything is so, you know, tied into everything else, right? So I'm sure Twitter is
I've heard
just,
that only
you know,
I've heard that only about 10% of the people on Twitter actually post about 90% of what's on there.
probably.
Right. So you
I
have those
mean, they're
people that
probably
are home
mostly
that
fanatics, right? So,
they post it something every 10 seconds or something, right? You had a lot of those.
wow, must be nice to not have a life and be able to do that all day.
Well, I hardly post on Twitter, but look how many shorts I do. Hell, I did 7 of them today.
Well,
Oh,
yeah,
7
there's
or 8 of
better
them.
things to do than Twitter, that's for
I
sure.
need to start doing shorts. Lemon Pie says, "Who are they talking about?" Unfortunately, we're talking about our good Mr. President. Gap After Dark says we all need to keep emergency crank radio just in case. I agree. A crank radio, crank light, and a bag of crank. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I think
Bob
Lemon,
Culture Creator, I know what you're saying, citizen.
pop culture. I think Lemon was asking, like, we're talking about Yuri Bezmenov there,
Oh,
not.
okay.
I think that's who he's asking.
All right. Thank you for correcting me, Gorilla. I appreciate that. Sorry about that. And Gap says, hopefully we won't have to resort to carrier pigeons like in the past. Well, you never know. We get a big enough EMP around here. You're spot on, man, says Captain.
Yeah, actually, I
Trusted
heard
sources,
something.
they call it, say Lemon Pie. Right. They always say trusted sources, so they don't have to say who their sources are,
Well, those are
and they
the
don't have to
sources
have
I
any
don't
receipts.
trust.
Right.
Well, when they say, I've come to the conclusion if they say it's sources close to the office or whatever, they're just talking about the homeless guy digging in the dumpster out back.
Right.
Yeah.
Lemon Pie says, in other words, only one talking point. Yeah, exactly. Right. I think, you know what? I think what really woke everybody up and what opened up our eyes is we saw how many news, I'm talking channels, networks, TV shows, hosts, panelists, and everybody were all using the same talking points about Trump.
Oh,
You know,
I love those
regardless-
montage
Regardless
videos.
of what you think about Trump, right? Everybody was repeating the exact same things verbatim.
Yeah.
And
I've
that's
always
when we
loved,
all realized, you know.
Yeah.
yeah, I love those montage
And they're
videos where they,
crying.
yeah, I love those montage videos where they'll just go reporter saying exactly the same thing.
Right, reporters
At the
are
end, they'll
interviewing
have
reporters.
40 of them all saying, all in unison, saying something. Like,
Right.
it's a danger to our democracy. They had like 40 different people saying that.
Right, that's CNN
Yeah.
in a nutshell right there. You have reporters interviewing reporters.
Yeah. All right. CNN, MSNBC, Fox.
Yep.
Because if you remember when Trump won 2016, even Fox were trying to keep it together, but they were panicking.
Yes.
They didn't see that coming, and they weren't happy about it.
Nope.
Well, the problem with the polls is that I expect them to be about 10% off just because most people here that's like me here, as soon as they call, go, I'm fucking working. Quit fucking calling me.
Yeah. And with the states that are like Washington here entirely vote by mail, they're not conducting those exit polls. There are no exit polls to conduct.
Well, like here in California, the people that are going in person to vote were being told that they had already voted by mail-in ballots, and they're finding the real ballots. A lot of conservative ballots found in ditches and being buried and hidden. Gap After Dark says, what amazes me is that politicians and the media still think that most people are stupid. Because they are. So they're not wrong about that. Granted, there are a lot of sheep out in the world. Yes, that is the truth. Unfortunately, there are a lot of people that still hang on every word of what the press tells them.
Gap,
Those are the ones that are demanding larger government,
yeah.
more taxes, and more laws.
Gap, you're talking to a generation that they had to redesign the Tide Pods, but containers because people were getting into them and eating them.
Right. And Citizen says, yeah, Pop, they were reading off the same script exactly.
Yeah.
And Gap says, The Man in the High Castle. Oh, yes, I need to finish watching that show one of these days.
I never thought I'd live long enough to see kids wash their own mouth out with soap.
Right. Yeah, I'm thinking about it. Those Twitter challenges, TikTok challenges. I mean, that just shows you right there, right?
Yeah.
There's one guy
TikTok
behind
is
it
another
all.
thing. Stupid.
That, you know, what's sad is the kids are getting their education from that, not from school, not from traditional school. Or at least what our schools are teaching anymore. Our schools aren't teaching the right thing anymore.
Yeah, they're not teaching you how to read. They expect you to be able to read coming in. They'll teach you Common Core math, which is
It's crap.
basically the way a computer does math. A
Right.
thinking human brain can do it a lot easier and a lot faster, and you're actually creating cognitive problems the way they're teaching people to do it now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're telling the kids, what, you don't think like a computer? What? But our
Yeah.
surveys and our everybody says that it's true. TikTok was made by the Chinese government. I'm going to leave it at that. You're totally right, Nemesis. And yeah, Tide Pod says Gap.
Yeah. No, I always laughed at that video there where the lady was showing how to do a Common Core math problem there. And there's a guy right next to it doing the exact same problem there. He did the problem. He went, made himself a pot of coffee, sit there, and then let the dog out. The dog went out, took a shit, and she was still trying to solve the damn thing.
And you know, and what's worse is the reason why they teach that is because they paid somebody lots of money to give them bad advice.
They paid Bill Gates lots and lots of money because
Yeah,
Common Core primarily put together by the Gates Foundation.
along with our vaccines. What a coincidence! What a small world, huh?
They gave him, I believe, $300 million for his quote unquote charitable work of creating Common Core.
Right. Even thank him for doing that with our tax dollars. Isn't that nice of him? I was watching a video of his. In fact, it's called. I need to share that. It's a new documentary about all the new sudden deaths that are happening. And there was a video of him doing a speech on stage in front of an audience. And his exact quote says, "The only way to reduce the population is by more vaccines." Is exactly what he said.
That's not even a new one. Those are early 2000s quotes.
Well, yeah, because this has taken years of planning. Exactly. Lemon Pie says, "I will often speak with people who are intelligent in other areas, but who are lacking brains in their political opinions. We don't teach critical thinking anymore." No, exactly. They don't want you to think. They don't want you to put two and two together. Just do as they say. Gap After Dark says there is no more critical thinking skills of the new generation. That's true. Bill Gates' father founded Unplanned Parenthood as well, says Citizen of the Universe. Yes, I didn't want to say that, but yes, you're right. You're right. Yeah, so we all know what a wonderful man Bill Gates is, and there was, right? I mean, even Microsoft.
Oh yeah,
Microsoft he stole. It's like, oh.
Yeah. The Gates are from this area too, so everyone around. It's pretty much an open secret that Bill Gates is a fucking supervillain.
Well, let's just put it this way: he's so powerful that we don't get to see Jeffrey Epstein's Wonder List, right?
Well, it's not. That wasn't just Bill. That wasn't just Bill Gates on there.
Oh yeah, no, it wasn't just him.
He
Right?
was, he was in line with the Clintons.
I was going to say, yeah, there's another famous Bill on there, at least
Hollywood.
one that we know of. Right? There's at least another famous Bill that we know of. And there's several people on there. Some Spielbergs and some other ones.
Yeah, Spacey,
judge that died. Well, I can't remember his name, but a conservative judge that died a few years ago, and they had to replace him. He was a Supreme Court judge.
Kavanaugh, or not Kavanaugh, Scalise.
That's it. He was another one that was on that list.
It's funny how they tried to say, "Oh, Trump's name's on that list," and
right.
and
we all know
that pretty quick because he has evidence that he ratted Epstein out to the FBI.
Right, and not only that, so think about this: if that was true that Trump's name was on that list, they would have published that list, period, without question, right?
Yeah, because the minute they do that, oh yeah, he knew Jeffrey Epstein. Yeah, hung up with him. Trump still has the evidence that he was cooperating with the FBI, and he's the one who went to them that this guy's a little fishy. Maybe you should be looking into him.
Exactly right. And in other words, he pissed off the wrong people, unfortunately. And let's see. Here we go. Citizen says eugenics. Yes, unfortunately. Lemon Pie says after dark we had a ditto moment. Citizen says pure evil. Yeah, it's hard. You know, the Citizen. It's interesting you say that. if I had to try to imagine the most evil person alive on this planet, I can't tell between Gates and Fauci. It's hard to tell. They're like synonymous as one person in my mind now. But I think who's pulling the most strings? It's Gates. Ultimately, I think
Yeah.
it's who's pulling Fauci's strings.
Fauci's more of a pawn. They'll
Yeah,
say
I'm
what
thinking
guys like Gates want him to say.
he's also going to be the scapegoat if anything ever happens. I don't think anything's ever going to happen because of the corruption, but he'll be the scapegoat because Bill Gates will definitely not take the fall. Absolutely not. And Citizen says Bill Gates can't even keep viruses off his operating system. Citizen, I've been a tech person for years, and I have to say that I think Microsoft does that intentionally because they make a lot of money from it. So I think that I mean we've all heard that no, most people that create viruses are disgruntled ex-Microsoft employees, but no, I think Microsoft does it intentionally. I think they leave doors open because as long as they
Well,
do that, you
all
will
of
keep
them.
upgrading that computer and they can keep modifying it.
Yeah, both Windows and iOS have backdoors in there that the government essentially force them to put in there, and those are the main things that they exploit.
Well, I
Because
think
all your
Apple,
operating systems, your phones, computers, everything, years and years ago, the government told them, we need a way to get into this. So we, quote unquote, have a court order against someone. We can get the evidence off of that device.
well, but now where they don't even want to wait for a court order, they can monitor as long as our computers are hooked up to the internet, as long as we are hooked up to the internet, our phone, our computer.
Yeah.
In fact, that all this that we're talking about happened right after 9/11. It was George Bush that enacted this. Where
No, they were doing
basically,
this in the 90s.
no, but I'm saying is that's where they brought Homeland Security in, and that's where they really start cracking down on monitoring everybody on phone calls and everything.
Yeah.
Citizens said they probably
There's a
bring
whole
tea together. Yeah, you're
there's
right.
a movie, Enemy of the State, with Will Smith and Gene Hackman.
Yep.
Watch that. That's all essentially true. And they've been doing it
Right, we all know our phones are
basically
listening.
since the home computer was invented.
Right, we know that our phones are listening to us. You know, we've talked about that in the past. You know, I could suddenly say I like roller coasters. Next thing you know, I'll be getting advertisements for amusement parks on my phone.
Yep.
And what's crazy, these people have Alexas in their homes. I'm not going to do that. That's too much.
Oh, that's funny though. Though when I started working at the Mexican restaurant, half my ads started coming in Spanish.
Well, shame on you. That's your fault for not being bilingual. Oh, did you guys hear about the Roomba?
Hey. Pop culture, I am bilingual. The only Spanish word I needed to know for the longest time was La Migra.
Okay.
Clear room.
But did you guys hear about Roomba? You know what that is, the vacuums?
Yeah.
Right.
Did you guys hear? Well, we come to find out they're taking pictures of monitoring people. And they were.
Why do you think there's a camera on top?
Yeah,
they took robot's actually going.
Right, they took pictures of a girl on the toilet, and they admitted it when they were questioned about it. They said, "Why?" I mean, they go, "Yeah, we do it. We're sending all the data up to AI because it's used to train AIs. So the way AIs do is they look at the picture and say, that is a picture on the wall. That is a door frame. That is a door. That is a chair. And that's they're used. So, yeah, they don't even have to hide it anymore. They admit, yeah, sure. Why? What about it? We dare you to do anything about it is what they're saying. I have a Roomba, an old one, says Citizen. There we go. And Alexa is a bug, yes. Yes, the Patriot Pop. I'm sorry, I'm also a veteran. And Patriot, unfortunately, Patriot now is a bad word around this country, which is shameful. And Citizen Universe says, I have a Roomba, an old one. There we go. And I shut my Wi-Fi off when sleeping. Don't know if that helps, and sometimes shut my phone. If your electronic devices are off, you're probably okay if there's no power. So your Wi-Fi, I don't think the signal's going to turn you in. But I don't know. I don't know the extent of the technology of what they're using.
Citizen Universe says the Wi-Fi, the camera and the mic.
Yeah,
unless you take the battery out, they're constantly taking in passive information.
Yes, I would not trust that, even though they're powered off.
Physically cut the power source, not just
remove
turn
the battery.
it off.
Right. I agree. And Citizen says the one I have doesn't have a camera, but that's fricked up, Pop. Yes, it is. And Citizen 333 says our phones are bugged too. Yes, they are. Oh, did you guys hear about these Ring doorbell cameras? They're using those to monitor people as well now.
Oh yeah, that's
And,
why your security system provides the doorbell camera.
and so yes, and some neighborhoods, believe it or not, and people are signing up. They're saying yes. Anybody who has a HOA, the home owner's contract, they're moving into areas where, as part of their homeowner agreement, they have to give the IP address of their camera to the police.
Yeah, fuck that.
And it's like, what? Yeah, but people are like, oh, yeah, it makes me feel so much safer. Thank you. Is there anything else you'd like? Would you like to know my waist size? Would you like to know, my butthole size?
Well, if you have a security system like Brinks or something or whatever it is, the police already have direct access to that because the company is providing it directly to the police upon request.
Right, but when you have people saying, yeah, here's my private information, thank you. Oh, it's for my own good. Oh, thank you so much. That's when you've got. That's what somebody mentioned earlier. A lot of dumb people out there. And Citizen of the University, yeah, I heard about that, Pop. Yeah, unfortunately, it's sad to say it is true.
I'm going to head out, guys.
All right, PvP, and I will,
good.
but yeah, and we just hit a little over the 2-hour mark, so I'm probably going to be wrapping this up, guys.
Yeah,
I know
it's gone 8 o'clock here, so I'm going to head out. So,
well,
anyway, see you guys all one of these
We'll
days
see
again.
you, PvP.
yeah, thank you,
bye.
PvP, for stopping by. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Okay.
Stay
Bye.
warm.
Yeah, I'll try.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and start saying thank you to everybody in the chat. And I hope I don't skip anybody. If I do, please let me know. If I do skip you, it's unintentional. But we had from the beginning. First of all, I want to thank you to the panel, Gorilla and Resolute Germ. And I know we had Citizen 333, we had Captain Infinity here, we had Carol here, we had Lemon Pie here, we had Scogly here, and we had Deej for a little while here. I'm not sure how long, but it wasn't very long. And I know Nemesis of Eden was here. Thank you, Nemesis. Is there anybody else that I'm not mentioning? PvP Gap After Dark was here. Thank you, Gap After Dark. And Scogly was here. I don't know if I said that. Scogly, thank you.
Lemon Pie.
Citizen of the Universe, Lemon Pie. I think that's it. And I hope I covered.
Ola Greg was here.
Ola Greg, yes, that's right. Thank you. Thank you for reminding me. Ola Greg, wonderful. Thank you, Ola Greg, also. And I hope I covered as many chats as possible. I try to read all the chats so everybody's recognized because I appreciate each and every one of you individually for being here. And it's the same with you guys on the panel. It's a lot to me. And thank you for giving me someone that when I would talk to bounce ideas off of. That obviously helps a lot. And I will start putting together a horror stream like I mentioned earlier. We'll try to plan on right now, tentatively speaking, maybe for Saturday. Tentatively speaking, we're probably going to be moving our Gilligan's Island to Tuesday. We'll confirm that here, Gorilla, soon. And before we go, Gorilla, please tell us about your channel. Well, hold on. Resolute, you were here first. Please tell us about your channel.
Yeah, Saturday morning cartoons every Saturday at 8 a.m. Pacific. And more cartoon content to come into New Year.
Very cool. Thank you so much. And Gorilla, your turn, sir.
Well, I do a variety of things. There's a reason it's called Random Thoughts. I try to do at least once a week a Random Thoughts with Gorilla. I pick a topic, then usually it strays away from there after that. But then I do 3 watch parties a week. Wednesdays is Stranger Things. Saturdays is Babylon 5. Then we're starting our dystopian month with Brave New World on Sunday. I do a Walton's review on Thursdays, and then a bunch of random shorts.
Excellent, excellent. And Nemesis of Eden in the chat says, thank you, pop culture creator, panel and chat. Stay amazing, everyone. Likewise, Nemesis, thank you. And for me, on Mondays, I do my Star Trek The Animated Series reviews. Tuesday, you'll see I'm on Anti-Derivative Jill channel for Star Trek, the original series. Currently, Gorilla and I do Gilligan's Island stream on Wednesdays. We may be moving. We'll finalize that here in the future. Gap After Dark. Does everyone have a good rest of your evening? Really great, informative stream. Thank you, Gap, and thank you for being here, Gap. You gave us a lot of good things to talk about, and Citizen likely as well. Glad to be reminded that there are still like-minded people out there. Yeah, we are few and far between, but there's still some sanity out there, everybody. And I love you guys for that. Scogli said, friends, good night, everybody. Cheers. Yes. And I also appreciate everybody's honesty as well. And this my stream rumblings from the lab. I'll try to have another one here up within the next few days if you guys can make it. Thank you for sticking around. I know it's been a couple hours, but I had a blast. I had a really good time tonight. I want to thank you all for being here once again. I know I've said it before and I've repeated it, but it did mean a lot to me. So for all of you out there, please take care. Stay warm, drive safe, and peace